from there, I went to Sunday Boy hospital, but he was not there. So I want to tell Sunday Boy Jerusalem son that in the morning, all their brothers should bring them to the police station so that because he said they identify the person. And then later, how a lady from around Sopen area said, a girl went and carried baby there since this morning. You know, sometimes when you take some drastic action, it can yield results. Because of the action we took, by detaining those people, they bring tension to them, their relatives and other people, so we were forced to bring the baby up. So unfortunately for us, the only thing that we didn't do, we didn't get the lady yet, because according to them, the lady left the child and run away. So we are there to talk to the people who said they carried the baby, they left the baby. And then according to her, this girl who did it, she's from Allogiston. Oh, K-Town? Yeah, they said she gave birth to mother Thomas. She went on a surgery and her child died.
In recent time?
In recent time.
So, I mean, the hospital there?
The hospital know her. I said it before that this is not a strange thing. And sometimes people go and lose their baby, then they go and take another child. So she went on a surgery, then the child did not live. So, I mean, they know how to do.
So what become of those who have in
Yeah, so, I mean, investigation still continue. That's why we recover the child, but we still have to investigate so that it can, I mean, it can repeat itself again. It was when they took the baby from the inner Haja.
Oh, so the baby was covered with it?
Yeah, covered with it. Took the baby from the side. And then later on, but he never knew that this situation was ongoing. Because he had sisters, he saw the girl, her condition, he picked it up. But then the little boy and carry the woman.
We didn't have that experience. Every time I asked the senior management, it was an American company. Every time I asked the senior management, they say, just do that. And it was troubling for me, but we were making money. They were paying us twice a month. And every time we went out, they gave us $50 every day. And what was our book? But then I looked around. The Deputy Minister for Operations is aware of that. Every time I went to the field, I saw the condition where the mirrors are structured. And then I saw what was happening. One day I told my friend, I said, you know what? If we must change this country, and all of us have to fight to be in a position to influence policy. Otherwise, the potential of this country will remain locked up. So right there, my inspiration was built. And I began to know that God has his way of preparing you for greater responsibilities. So he wanted me to have a fair appreciation of our governance system. So he took me around. Many of you, in fact, the Minister of Finance always makes reference to that. Many of you will be surprised to know is the we should be practicing. Honorable day, we say thank you for your Amanda, reactionary tendency. Maria and Carrier, taking government job. Okay, thank you so much. We like to use this time to appreciate every one of you. Great geologists, mining engineers of Liberia. We are about to start with unique occasion-based program. Program marking the yes. And many of them never have place for refuge. Some of them had to flee to the classroom. Like my good friend, after I was doing photography, is now a mine processing engineer.
A salam to everybody out there, Muslims, non-Muslims, including people in the judiciary. We say peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. In recent times, we've been following developments regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court of Liberia in the vicinity of Red Light, where a masjid or a mosque is involved. I remember sometime around early October, either early October or late September, the judge Benewele invited me and Justice Jane, together with the conflicting parties regarding the land dispute, to the civil law court in order to discuss with us developments regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court. We were there, the conflicting parties were there, including the Imam Abu Kamara, and the judge explained to us that the Supreme Court, as we all know, is the final arbiter of justice in this country, and that when the Supreme Court rules, there is nothing anybody can do. So he sent a sheriff to implement the order or the ruling of the Supreme Court of Liberia to evict the people, or in other words, to just hand over the land to the legitimate owner in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. He informed us that day that when the sheriff and others went to make sure that the land was given to the legitimate owner, those who were already on the land resisted the peaceful transfer of the land. In other words, they resisted the implementation of the Supreme Court ruling. And so when the sheriff informed him, the judge Benewele said, he told the sheriff to return to him, to report back to him, and not carry out the mandate of the Supreme Court. He said he did that because he realized that there were sensitive issues involved, since mosques and other properties and Muslim people, of course, that both parties were Muslims, everybody was there. Because of the religious sentiment, he decided that they should not carry out the order, but report back to him. So he called us basically to explain to us that it is not in the interest of anybody to resist law enforcement. So he appealed to us to talk to the people involved so that they would allow the law to take its course very peacefully. Like I said, I and Justice Jane were there, and we talked to the parties involved, and everybody agreed to allow the law to be enforced in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. In fact, we decided to meet the following day at the Muslim Congress of Liberia on Merklin Street so that we can find amicable solutions to some of the problems or some of the issues that were arising, including the status of the mosque. And so the following day, we went to the Nipo Street Mosque, the Muslim Congress office. There, Alhaji Kante of the Muslim Congress of Liberia and other elders joined us. The both parties were again present, including elders from both sides. They were present. And we discussed and appealed to them that since it was a Supreme Court ruling, there was no option. But I assured them in particular that since in some way I have good relationship with the party that won the case, I would talk with them to ensure that the mosque was not affected, that the mosque will remain operational, and that we will discuss the modality on how that can be. And everybody said, okay. And so they agreed, the elders, everybody agreed that the law should be allowed to take its course peacefully. We left the place. And after that, I was making preparation to travel. While I was preparing to travel, I heard that the people were resisting again. And so the judge and I talked, Judge Benewale and I talked, and even asked for the number of the Imam Abu Kamara. And I gave him the number. And I believe he also talked to him again, but then I was traveling, so I didn't follow whatever happened next. When I came back, I didn't know that the matter had not been resolved. I thought that, in fact, the eviction had taken place, or that the land had been given to the owner in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. Then I was leaving the country again for the second time. On the eve of my departure, I got a call from Imam Muhammad Kone, the Secretary General of the National Imam Council. And he said, oh, this issue is not resolved and the people want us to intervene. And I said, but Imam, I'm traveling. And so you guys can maybe see what to do. But I don't think there is anything we as Imams or as Islamic leadership can do after the Supreme Court has ruled and after we have made it clear to the people involved that nobody should resist the order or the mandate from the Supreme Court. That is law enforcement. We are law-abiding citizens. This is what our religion teaches us. And especially this is something that involves you Muslims. And I'm saying even if there were non-Muslims involved, we cannot be lawless people. So I left the country and came back recently just to hear that this thing has gone out of control. So my advice to everybody involved is not to politicize it, to be sentimental about it, that when the people, that is the law enforcement officers, go to carry out the mandate of the Supreme Court at any time, anywhere, it is completely wrong for anybody to attempt to resist the enforcement of the law. Anybody who does that is not acting in line with the teachings of Islam, is not acting as a patriotic citizen of this country. And I think it is incumbent on all Muslims, all believing Muslims, to condemn anybody who seeks to resist the enforcement of law. Because we cannot live in a chaotic society. We must be law-abiding in keeping with the teachings of Islam. And so we call on everybody to adhere to the teachings of Islam and to obey the laws of Liberia. Anybody who asks contrary, I'm sorry to say, you are on your own. The Muslim Ummah cannot stand by you. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, viewers. Welcome to this quick response from Imam Ali Krai, Chief Imam, Republic of Liberia, in regard to the land dispute in the Rela community. Chief Imam, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Al-Nur TV.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and salam to everybody out there, Muslims, non-Muslims, including people in the judiciary. We say peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. In recent times, we've been following developments regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court of Liberia in the vicinity of Red Light, where a masjid or a mosque is involved. I remember sometime around early October, either early October or late September, the judge Wenewele invited me and Justice Jane, together with the conflicting parties regarding the land dispute, to the civil law court in order to discuss with us development regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court. We were there, the conflicting parties were there, including the Imam Abu Kamara, and the judge explained to us that the Supreme Court has decided that they should not carry out the order, but report back to him. So he called us basically to explain to us that it is not in the interest of anybody to resist law enforcement. So he appealed to us to talk to the people involved so that they would allow the law to take its course very peacefully. Like I said, I and Justice Jane were there, and we talked to the parties involved, and everybody agreed to allow the law to be enforced in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. In fact, we decided to meet the following day at the Muslim Congress of Liberia on Mecklin Street so that we can find amicable solutions to some of the problems or some of the issues that were arising, including the status of the mosque. And so the following day, we went to the Nipple Street Mosque, the Muslim Congress office. There, Alhaji Kante of the Muslim Congress of Liberia and other elders joined us. The both parties were again present, including elders from both sides. They were present. And we discussed and appealed to them that since it was a Supreme Court ruling, there was no option. But I assured them in particular that since in some way I have good relationship with the party that won the case, I will talk with them to ensure that the mosque was not affected, that the mosque will remain operational, and that we will discuss the modality on how that can be. And everybody said, okay. And so they agreed, the elders, everybody agreed that the law should be allowed to take its course peacefully. We left the place. And after that, I was making preparation to travel. While I was preparing to travel, I heard that the people were resisting again. And so the judge and I talked, Judge Wenewele and I talked, and even asked for the number of the Imam Abu Kamara. And I gave him the number. And I believe he also talked to him again, but then I was traveling, so I didn't follow whatever happened next. When I came back, I didn't know that the matter had not been resolved. I thought that, in fact, the eviction had taken place or that the land had been given to the owner in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. Then I was leaving the country again for the second time. On the eve of my departure, I got a call from Imam Muhammad Kone, the Secretary General of the National Imam Council. And he said, oh, this issue is not resolved and the people want us to intervene. And I said, but Imam, I'm traveling. And so you guys can maybe see what to do. But I don't think there is anything we as Imams or as Islamic leadership can do after the Supreme Court has ruled and after we have made it clear to the people involved that nobody should resist the order or the mandate from the Supreme Court. That is law enforcement. We are law-abiding citizens. This is what our religion teaches us. And especially this is something that involves you Muslims. And I'm saying even if there were non-Muslims involved, we cannot be lawless people. So I left the country and came back recently just to hear that this thing has gone out of control. So my advice to everybody involved is not to politicize it, to be sentimental about it, that when the people, that is the law enforcement officers, go to carry out the mandate of the Supreme Court at any time, anywhere, it is completely wrong for anybody to attempt to resist the enforcement of the law. Anybody who does that is not acting in line with the teachings of Islam, is not acting as a patriotic citizen of this country, and I think it is incumbent on all Muslims, all believing Muslims, to condemn anybody who seeks to resist the enforcement of law. Because we cannot live in a chaotic society. We must be law-abiding in keeping with the teachings of Islam. And so we call on everybody to adhere to the teachings of Islam and to obey the laws of Liberia. Anybody who asks contrary, I'm sorry to say, you are on your own. The Muslim Ummah cannot stand by you. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, viewers. Welcome to this quick response from Imam Ali Krai, Chief Imam, Republic of Liberia, in regard to the land dispute in the Rela community. Chief Imam, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Al-Nur TV.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and salam to everybody out there, Muslims, non-Muslims, including people in the judiciary. We say peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. In recent times, we've been following developments regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court of Liberia in the vicinity of Red Light, where a masjid or a mosque is involved. I remember sometime around early October, either early October or late September, the judge Wenewele invited me and Justice Jane, together with the conflicting parties regarding the land dispute, to the civil law court in order to discuss with us development regarding the eviction order given by the Supreme Court. We were there, the conflicting parties were there, including the Imam Abu Kamara, and the judge explained to us that the Supreme Court, as we all know, is the final arbiter of justice in this country, and that when the Supreme Court rules, there is nothing anybody can do. So he sent a sheriff to implement.
And tomorrow, that they will be able to come back to the Ministry of Man and contribute their quota, what they have learned, specifically me, underground mine geologist. In the next 4 or 5 years to come, Liberia needing an underground mine geologist. You have to come to us for consultation because we've been there, we've worked there, and we are being used, even though we have foreigners who are there, but we are being used consistently because Minister Phil is there. Entrusted us that you guys are not of less professionals. You guys are serious people. In fact, our educational system is even stronger than educational system in other places because you are reading in high school. You did more subjects in high school, but in other countries, you go only stick to those thematic areas you're supposed to get involved in, and that's all. But here you are. So it will not take any of you time to adjust and adapt in the mining sector. Today, they are all living testimony. Many of the companies now depend on us to run their operations. The Minister Fair today will come to say to you, to say to your family, to say to your community, to say to the people of Liberia, your dedicated service in the short time at the Ministry of Mines and Energy remains dear to our heart. And as such, we professionals second
mining engineers, we've come to say to you that we have nothing to offer you. But God be God, and He knows everyone's heart. The Bible says, as our faces are different, so our hearts are. And so God knows what may have been the reason for this decision. But we see it as a slap in our face, but we are optimistic that there is a better LIBERIA. So on that note, we love to say thank you. This is why we are here, and we are grateful for your service. We remain your children, we remain your legacy, and your legacy will forever live on because more geologists and mining engineers will be trained by us. So we say thank you, and God bless you, Honorable Minister. Thank you for the time.
All right, thank you so much. We will listen to the underground mine geologist, Malesi Sunday. All right, the next thing here is statement of appreciation by anti-mine officer, resident geologist, and resident mining engineers of Liberia.
Okay, good afternoon, comrades. And I just want to take this time to say a heartfelt thank you to Mr. P and his darling wife, Madam P. You see, there is something I told people at the ministry. I said, the president has his right to appoint and dismiss. That which is true. But the bar and standard Mr. P has set at this ministry. Anybody coming here, you are expected to perform exceedingly above him or at his level. Other than that, you will not be able to with him. Mr. P has set a bar and standard at that ministry that whoever that goes to that ministry, you are compelled to live with it. His standards are high. Many of us from school, we went back to classroom, some were keke drivers and other stuff. But Minister P restored our hope. Introduced the decentralization of the ministry. And this decentralization is a legacy that is carved in stone and carved in our heart. Let's take it away so we can say the Ministry of Mines on the basis of all your achievements in a short period of time. We will be ungrateful to not come here and show our face and show our gratitude towards your contribution. We say thank you. The thank you is not just in word, it is embedded in our heart. We carry it with us. Everywhere we go, your name will remain on our lips. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So if we go back to the Bogunfe, the county office, there's a 30 personnel who are in power. Thank you so much, Honorable Chief, for that. Yeah, Lord, direct. Who are another thing is presentation of the certificate of appreciation. That will be done by the chairman. Okay, we will pause that for now. Let's do the dressing first after. So okay. Before we dress in, we like to clarify this. Minister P has a strong engineering background. He has a strong, very strong engineering background. So on that note, we lay a preparation of the safety here, the safety site, and
And also, for our culture, also prepare a country cloth.
No, the media on it.
So we start first with the culture. Then we'll place over that culture the engineering here. And then we'll certificate it. So we'll start with the country cloth. Okay. In 17 months, the transformation of Ministry of Mines and Energy is for March. So that remains untenable. That record will remain there until we leave from here. For us, you one of the ministers that we are proud of. No boast. And they fear for that. Everywhere I go, I say it. In fact, years back when we graduated, we didn't say all the local forest. If you go to Ministry of Mines and Energy, opposite the place, there's a cover shop that is called local forest. And they will guide you to direct us. Just fine. Why is it that we are professional again? They say, but then go across, they already will call you. In fact, when they look on that list, when they see your name, because there was a protest at federal campus on years back, and the media said, no, security don't allow the guy to come anything. You guys are witnesses to what I'm saying. To make Ministry of Mines and Energy in 17 months with the transformation. I want to see it. We're waiting to see. So we have come to say thank you. We don't have nothing to give you. What you have done at the ministry, it will be in my heart. And all these guys in my church and talk about it daily. Everywhere we go. So we have come to say this is. We got nothing to give you. We got nothing to give you. We got nothing to give you. God we bless. Hey, we got nothing to give you. We got nothing to give you. God we bless. They got nothing to give you. They got nothing to give you. They got nothing to give you. God we bless. They got nothing to give you. They got nothing to give you. They got nothing to
Ambassador T. Nicholas Barkley here as well. Folks watching us from wherever you are, following us, Cool 91.9, Cool Radio Hotline, our YouTube channel, our Cool page, and all of these hotlines bring you all of these things this wonderful, wonderful day. Welcome, folks. This is where we walk the walk and talk the talk. And as usual, help to shift the paradigm about democracy without fear, with favor. We speak on the Luther truth, the very hard truth are said on this platform. Folks, welcome. Without further ado, this is I'd like to welcome all of you who are joining us and following us, leaving your comments, sharing as well. We hope to read some of the comments. But many thanks for always watching us from whatever part of the world you find yourselves on this wonderful day. It's a pleasure having you. You know, in Liberia, a lot of our officials in government, folks outside of government wanting to get in the government, people who are establishing political parties and other political actors. Ahead of 2029, we listen to a lot of folks. Oh yeah, we'll prosecute this person, we will handle this person, we'll handle this. You know, everybody wants to see the rule of law seriously be upheld, and people can have respect for it because it's something that attracts investor and all of these things. But more often, when people are alleged to have committed some crimes and a certain government goes to prosecute some of these people, we turn it to political witch hunting. We listen to some of the political actors who now planning for 2029 to prosecute the president, that he will be retired, or they will prosecute all of those who are in the impasse at the Capitol building. Now, this is it. We have not been able, And let us not turn to see this thing and take it as a joke. Yeah. Regardless of why we want to talk about the bread and butter issue, because that area is so key and cardinal to the growth and development of our country. That area is where we send our leaders, where you have direct representation, where they are there to go and make laws, having oversight, and then lawmaking, representation, those three cardinal functions. And today, we are yet to totally have an outcome for what happened. We gradually turning it into something else, dragging it to the past. And we know exactly what story we told the world about our civilization, about our anger. But today, how many persons you hear talk about it? Even people who in opposition, who will condemn this government, how many of them raising this concern that we need to see an outcome, because there are people who been associated with the arson attack, and we are still dragging and dragging. But we're putting money in the budget, we're asking other people to come and help us to renovate, and we say yet to say, let people pay for the action. This is not political witch hunting, because we don't want to have the reoccurrence, because there are a lot of young people today, some of them want to contest. And if there's any political difference between them, nobody knows what sort of action the next person is going to take. But we gradually stripping this thing under the rug. Like we usually say, it is because the cultural impunity, we have never been able to show one person behind bars for some atrocity they committed in this country. So people just get brave and do things in this country, and we just leave it. People will do it, just leave it. Oh, yeah, let's leave it for peace sake. 1980, people got killed in this place. Those who have been accused of committing this, there was no action. We sat there because measure was not properly put into place. We went to election 1985, people felt desertified. There are people who fled this country, and their only thought in coming back to remove the Samuel Doe government was through the barriers of the guns. They got into putches, they took advantage of some of our disadvantaged young illiterate men and women, took them out of this country, took them to other countries, Libya, Burkina Faso, have them trained, and they came back. They came back to this country, we started to fight. And we just thought it was just going to be something that's so easy. At the end of the day, the very same people who came in the name of liberating the Liberian people, they got divided. We started having various factions. Some of it started turning to religious faction, tribal faction. We sat there. Some of the very young people that you see today, they are lawmakers. Some of them, they were child soldiers. They were not properly disarmed, rehabilitated, reintegrated properly. They still got out the scars of the war, or the thoughts are still with them in the violent posture that they put up. And after all, we say, oh, we'll persecute people, because some of the people who even committed serious mayhem, what are the economic crimes or war crimes, some of them died peacefully. We gave them state funeral because of where they found themselves. They got protected into positions, and their victims today are still crying. While we say got other people who would think that should be more refined at this time, they only thought, since we are having some political issue, we are having some in-house issue, we will burn this place that we all can come. A place where decisions, key decisions are made for the foul march of the country. And today we see people just remain taciturn, everybody closing their mouths on it and looking at other issues. That is something that, look, you just imagine in Bangladesh, the former prime minister, who fled the country after a couple of months. After a couple of months, over 10 plus, when there were protests because of the living condition and crackdown on opposition, all of these things. You had the students into the streets. She fled the country. Today she's in India. The verdict should be out by this morning in Bangladesh. Talking about, now they are talking about death sentence. But she's in absentia. She's not in the country because she fled to India. Talking about the number of people that died because of her action. When she released a soldier to go ahead and crack down on the students and other protesters. Just the early part of this year, today, they have set up a tribunal. While we're still sitting here, we saw an impasse that lasted almost 7 months in this country. People fought for power. One group of people said, no, we're legitimate. Another group said, no, we don't want you. Another group said, we don't want you to let our speaker, so we don't want our speaker. Why arguing all of these things? People fighting over spaces, busting doors, things are taxpayer, and we just see people walking. That's why people talking about the total reform of all of our laws in this country. You got people who were named in our report on the arson attack charge. Some of them even went to jail. Why are we still dragging in the prosecution? If these people are not guilty, let them clear it out that nobody, history do not remember them, that they were the one who burned it. If they are, let them go and serve the full penalty for the action. That thing was one of the most disgraceful things. We listened to the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, in a write out during the close of the year, last year. So that was one of the most embarrassing things that happened to this country. And we still sit here I don't think, them we expect Liberia to go far. Just imagine, people who they took for, I don't even know how to describe the parts of Liberia. People who came into Monrovia, Painesville, and other places, people who drank in Como and thinking that they were drinking some nice cold water, did not burn that place. People who said they went to school, educated, they travel all around the world. They are legal people. They understand. They this, they that. That was the result of the education. That was the result of the anger. How many persons today? But you got the few hands who are less fortunate, who do not have the kind of support, who are not in a position that place them in a position of some level of protection. That we see some of the lawmakers are being accused today. But you got the other young folks who are languishing behind bars. And when you talk about prosecution, sometimes people say you won't be selective. So what happens to those young men who are there too, who going through the ordeal? And we got people names. Even the Marvin Court today who talking about, they're going to do the war. This is civil. They're going to do the one with prosecuting people. These are folks. How many persons have sat that said, we send these people as representatives? The former speaker. We send these people as representatives. Jacob Davy from Grand Jaya County, who can be writing, appointing Burkina Faso in an office to his district. These people are taking salary and other benefits while they are telling folks behind bars. When will we have a total reform of our laws that when people are charged and in position, salaries and benefits must be withheld? We empower the poor economically to fight. And that's why we talk about our national legislature. They need to restructure all of their rules. Because this standing rule, they need to look at it. Because what we see sometimes, what critical national issues to be discussed, you find one lawmaker disrupt section. Sometimes they prematurely adjourn section, and no outcome. You only hear the speaker telling somebody to take it back, and the president, Sergeant RMP has cut. The man leaves. The honorable man or the honorable woman leaves. They get in the vehicles that bought by taxpayer money, that is gas or fuel by taxpayer money, pay the driver for them, pay the security for them, and a whole lot they will drive and go. No punishment, no outcome, so easily. Except probably it reaches a point. Because there should be a fine that when people, because that place is not where you go to disturb. And we were being very fast. While the investigation was ongoing, we all asked for international expert, fire expert to come and help us in the investigation. Fortunately for all, we had some expert who came from America. And they told all, yes, it was awesome attack. Initially, that was the report. Those are people who believed, they said no, even the former speaker, he rejected the outcome. And we were being very fast to put money in the budget for renovation without prosecuting people. Today, the pro-team was just out of the country and asking some of our international partners, the Chinese, to come and help us to renovate. Who does that? Those people are right here that know the history of that Capitol building. They contributed immensely over the years. Help us to add up to that identical building. That place is like the sacred area for our country. That John Chamber is not that, you know, where somebody decided because I'm vexed. But today, we are looking at the national budget and talking about that budget will still show it unrealistic and this. But in that same budget, salaries are there for them. Those lawmakers, their salary and benefit are there. Today, the draft national budget, the budget has increased. But the teachers, do you know how many volunteer teachers right now that with the funny means to get it in? But we're looking for increase, man, for the executive, for the legislature, the judiciary. And when you turn to the other side, how many times we have seen in our national budget say, let's capture the disabled community. Let's see how what in it for the group of 77. Let's look at orphanages. People burn Capitol building. They don't Chima. And today people sit here and say they will prosecute other people after 2029. When these people who did it reportedly should be facing the full weight of the law. Any serious country in the world, let me say this on it. Those who elected these people that their names are involved in these things, they'll be calling for the resignation. But you know, in Liberia, except for few who understand when their name are linked to certain things, they take that moral value upon themselves and say, look, I will resign. Yeah. But that's not in Liberia. You hear this one man stole 1 million. Nobody really reported that this man stole 1 million. You found all the young men who call themselves intellectual. They give them peanuts, they go on and defend. They own Capitol building. Look at the number of audit reports. We still got people walking around here. Look at the number of investigations. LACC reports. See the number of cases to the Ministry or Justice. From the previous government to this government. There are some cases over there we need a fast track. country, you only hear people about the man corrupt, but nobody be about so easily. But we're running after people who jacking cell phone. Somebody who say they want, those are the folks that we're going after. Then you got all of the big shots. The law is the law. When people commit crime, allegedly, and charge, there's no other thing you can do but to forward them to court. Let them go and let the law exonerate themselves, or the law will find them guilty. Because we have failed to set precedents in this country to the extent people, just imagine, people who advocated yesterday, look at some of them who have been caught up. Oh, the rescue, who have come to do this, who have come to do that. See some of them today. See some of the folks that the president asked fell on just yesterday, and you don't be surprised. Some of the skeletons will be out of the closet because we know some of them, they're very loud in talking. They will come to tell us some of the deals, why they were dismissed, why they got suspended, and all of these things. Look at MCSS. See the LCC report. You got teachers, you got students who are in India and other places studying. They have not been able to send anything for them so far. They just there. While one man sits, unilaterally take decision. Go for procurement, will not go through PPCC. You just decide maybe probably you're close to the power that be, or you have seen that place as a place, you know, that you establish your own institution. You know, and many of you want to get your own businesses. You don't run it like that. But you run government entity like you establish it. Go and see the number of people paying bars. Go see. But all of the major state crimes, like investigation have been done, concluded, forwarded. The guys are saying here, some of them leaving the country, will be difficult to get them back. How they will leave, we don't know. How some of them left, we stay asking ourselves. Then somebody talking about 2029, that's when they will prosecute people for what things that took place, that every one of you were part and parcel of. You have brought shame to the country. We still not taking into consideration what will happen when we have people in that building that early morning and get caught up with fire. They are not even up to this time thinking about, let's go and procure one fire truck or two fire trucks, one at the Senate way, one at the representative way. Let's buy it and make sure the thing, because just in case. Sometimes it's not that men will intentionally do these things. There are natural disasters that will take place to a time, but you must be at least to some extent ready. See the number of fire incidents that should raise concern. Why we are LIBERIA National Fire Service. Let's sit on the table. What's in the budget? It said that you are overwhelmed by the kind of job. Do you have the kind of manpower? Do you have the kind of logistics? Let's look in the national budget. These are things. We are losing lives. But we wake up every morning and only politics we want. These are the real issues confronting this country. How can people be named into an investigation and they still walking, going to work? They're driving to work. They're taking salary. While other people are suspended following the investigation, whether they clear on that before they are reinstated, or other the benefits and other things will be given to them. But yet we are paying people named in the awesome attack. Are we serious? What's the political way in fighting corruption? And you see the ordinary people, they can't wait to see somebody big shot being prosecuted. That's the reason why, even if you lie to them that you'll fight corruption, you can take the deal. Because they know to what extent corruption has affected this country. We have lost trillions and millions of dollars over the years. At their age and time, we're still talking about roads. We're still talking about water. We still talk about electricity. You imagine most of the world would know that almost everything. We still find it difficult for water to go to some places. We still find it difficult for electricity to reach some places. The roads. See how people are even building. Public works get their work done. EPA get their work done. People are building in a form and manner that even when they say there's a fire incident, it's difficult for these vehicles to even get there. Are we sitting on the table? Our leaders say, yeah, lawmakers, we got to sit on the table. Yeah. You just see the growing wave of animosity among our leaders in the country. They do not even think about the ordinary people. The only thing you see them, how they can fight. Everybody walking, everybody, top officials of government, in the opposition, in the government, people who head in political party, you hear them speak, you know straight that they just can't wait to be in power to go after people. Then when you talk about unity, how do we unite ourselves? When we are dividing ourselves, and you don't even take the ordinary people into consideration in these states, because they are the ones who suffer. You make them to divide themselves. And sometimes you and these very same people, when you're finishing your window dressing thing in the public, you go behind and start laughing. We have seen it, and we know it. But they want capital billing. I don't know in how many years was one of the biggest disgraces this country saw. And today, we just gradually sweeping it on the road. We just gradually sweeping on the road. Few years back in DR Congo, the Congolese parliament, they expelled 3 of their colleagues due to absenteeism. You can't go to work, you're taking a full pay. So they expelled them and they banned them from seeking any re-election. But that's not the case here. Go and see some of our lawmakers' scorecards. Nobody says you should go and be jumping on decks and whatsoever. But just go and, some of you, the very district, go there up there, according for the abandoned district, the most abandoned, underrepresented, follow these people, look at the cabinet function, go and see what they normally go to section. Go and see them working. Sometimes you are not, but check the work, you see some of the bills so many people have fought for. What are in community room? What's the intent of the bill? Who stands to benefit? But you see, and every time they will just turn to the executive, and they have confused the people in the country, making them to believe everything that the president, everything that the executive, everything that the executive, and forgetting to know the kind of power. Today, in the last couple of days, all the people the president appointed that were applicable for confirmation, they're going to them. They're going to the House of Senate. They're going to them. They were just questioning the Mines and Energy Minister, Destiny. They were questioning just the other day during his confirmation. They will send these people. The president sending people to them. They critique, scrutinize them. Then they send them to us. So they can send the good, the bad, and the ugly. But yet, they turn to the minister, to the president. The president. You represented, you senator, you got elected. And in the Senate, your years in terms of election is far much longer than the president. The president and the representatives, they all will get elected the same term, 6 years. The senators, they go for 9 years, except where there's a by-election due to death or something. Maybe that person has gone 1 or 2 years into the term. Yeah. But you go for 9 years. If you look it and serve your people well, you will get another 9. You talk about 18 years. We saw that with Senator Johnson. We saw that with the former, our first lady in Bone County. She was one of those persons. Today, we're seeing it with some of our other lawmakers because they know how to play their cards. They're running from place to place. You could see that picture on BBC page, Al Jazeera. They take smoke, they set ablaze, The word would shock Africa's oldest republic. Almost like they say the seat of government, where key decisions are made. The president will not report to us. The president report to these people because we send them there. The president is getting ready again to go make report to them in January. But we only hear people forming political parties. It's your right. But what's the outcome? They want capital buildings. Why we will not handle it? This case, is it a case that's so much big to handle? And the more peaceful part of it, some of them don't even go in a district any longer. The people looking for them. They send you to go represent people. Reportedly you went, you pay people or yourself job, you orchestrated, you gave all of the idea to support, logistical, financial support, y'all go burn in place. Y'all go burn in place. Let me take that break and be right back this morning.
Aspect. Besides being a minister, he's a mining engineer by profession. So today,
Otoku.
So, this is a face, this is technical face. Technical aspect is still last year. Wherever you need or wherever you choose to collaborate, we are willing. May us, we are there. We are there. Thank you.
I'm not casting. We are witness for what happened here today. We pay for it.
For the issue of the certification, we will first call on the county officers, the county residents, geologists, and resident mining engineers.
Where last, you know, we reached a point in our country where we are gradually just allowing the cultural impunity to continue, and we think that we're doing well. This won't also attack. We got people who were indicted, but you got few who behind bars, and you got other folks who are going to court or appealing that they drop all of these charges and all of these things. And the year, about the year is coming to an end without any major outcome from what took place.
Sure. Mr. Good morning. Many thanks to all of you this morning, and it's important that these issues are up. You know, it's getting so pathetic for this country because the way from the manner in which our judicial system is being handled in this country. And what is getting more dangerous is that foreigners are beginning to even treat our security sector. The last time you heard that one man dressed like a woman to enter most of our country.
For what?
He dressed like a fuller lady. Like when we were hearing that somebody dressed like a fuller person enter hospital stealing baby and all that. The way our security is being handled, our judicial system, foreigners are beginning to see their way through.
The reason is just simple.
And it will become difficult for us. The way we handle ourselves and handle others in our country, it will become extremely difficult because they will see that way and they will even treat out of our financial means or whatever influence, they will do it.
But we're telling you about the issue of money laundering and terrorism. And because the reason is just simple. These politicians in this country, our lawmakers, a lot of them, they have developed the tendency to always sway the people's attention from critical national issues and politics for the people to let me argue and divide themselves, and they use it to accomplish what they want to accomplish. And that's the reason why since they themselves have dragged foreign nationals into our politics, they themselves infiltrating. Because even the security sector, they carry politics there.
Yeah.
The health sector, they carry politics there.
And one thing you should bear in mind, Liberians, these foreigners, these aliens, they will not leave that country, come to the country without bringing physical cash. It's been one of the major issues in this country. Land. They are influencing Liberians to purchase land in this country. That tomorrow in the distant future will be a problem. So when you can find your own people will use their hands, orchestrate a kind of calculated attempt to set ablaze the Capitol building, and you cannot even find a single culprit, and the case becomes perpetual and no end. They themselves will say, we can do the same thing too, we use money with them.
Yeah. You and your wife get problem home, you can get death to put your house on fire. But the place that people send you to go represent them, when you know that your working area, that when you set that place at base, from there you start running around looking for all the different places to go.
And
people went on camera, all to remove somebody, and they took it and make it come back up. It was fun. You want to see the other person, you go to the other place. One group of people put themselves together, people start fighting for parking lots, busting door, people holding portraits down. We left on our thing. Today, you got few young men who are now facing the penalty. They are the ones who are now behind bars. Why? People who are also charged and should be facing prosecution. This is the painful part, my lover.
But the first thing, the fact that those people were even named to be closer to those things, they are forfeited being lawmakers.
Sure.
That's the first thing we do. The first thing that their name were involved in connection with the capital building and also an attack, they cease to become lawmakers. Because we can't be arming the people. You know, we're so much gullible to the extent that we work against ourselves. I don't see that country in the world like this. The fact that you are even closer to that need to be associated with that process, you cease to become lawmakers until the case ends. But let's not get back on the end. When you pay the poor is using the money influencing the case. They are also money. They also using the influence, the position they are in, they are also using that position to also coerce other investors to even aid in that process. I don't want to say this thing. Imagine that. You know, like I said, I'm not a prophet, I don't wish to be one. But the way Liberians are behaving, Ambassador, there will be a strange group of people that will take over this land. There will be a strange group of people that will take over the land again. I'm not sure about it. Yeah. Because Ghana is not the land going to be
he was
always following.
He was also calling. You know.
Council, good morning.
Let me be a right angle. I've been 40 years ago. So it's brother, and because the beach, the road to look after that. About 200 yards or 400 yards on the right of the hill. We left each other, that is security of the watchman, to buy that land, bought the land, and then leased the property I think almost 50 years. I'll get one example. But let me tell you something. The problem in this country is poverty. And you know, when the man is poor, he's not supposed there when he's poor. So that's common. And not only that, you have to believe people are foreigners there who have children that are only. And then what they do, they buy the property in the children name, but they don't tell them. And they have to be very nice to them. And the child, when I know until almost 30, 40 years old, by that time they are buying the money out of the property. And then they let it go because you have a half now, let me have for you. So those are things that are one of them.
Sure. And of course, a silver power for us in the long future.
They don't have the country at heart. And then the children of this kind of madness, this relationships, feel that they are better than the Liberians, the other Liberians. That's what people want for now. That's okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Council. And not just an ambassador. To see that land conflict will happen. You see issues that happen like jihadism in our country. Where people go. It's completely wrong. You see similar terroristic acts going on in this country. But our legal system sit there, look at it. The council is saying poverty and greed.
But in matter of fact, the thing is so sad and terrible. Now, I want, before we go for our break, let's listen to one of the persons who are also central in the entire case. He talked about 2039, the person people when he talked about this time.
Listen.
Or the ruling of the Supreme Court of Liberia to evict the people, or in other words, to just hand over the land to the legitimate owner, in keeping with the ruling of the Supreme Court. He informed us that day that when the sheriff and others went to make sure that the land was given to the legitimate owner, those who were already on the land resisted the peaceful transfer of the land. In other words, they resisted the implementation of the Supreme Court ruling. And so when the sheriff...
The problem is, I hear the lawmakers say they should make a haste and build the hospital so that he can supply drugs in the hospital. The first thing, the very time that this lawmaker was caught up in a Woodware criminal case, he ceased to become lawmaker in this country. But I don't know what was. And I don't want to say this, in the natural distant future, different group of foreigners will take all this land because of greed and poverty. People like Josiah Mahami call as lawmakers, you see them become lawmakers when you are involved with our Bola case. We keep your part corrupt. He's talking about the 2029 will prosecute. He's already been lost of prosecution. But with all these things, and these things, they say they use a snake as a pet, they will turn around and harm you tomorrow. That all doing this country. We aim corrupt people, they tell us that harmful to the nation.
We are creating monsters for ourselves. So, people staying in our hands.
The never one down was trusted with money to build clinic. He never built clinic. He don't know how he want to wait to when the hospital is built so he can pour. He should have it. He found it out there a long time.
And overall, they saw our accused for burning up that they saw he from.
Yes. Yes. He was
right. He goes there and gave order for them to beat on people.
And like the council saying, foreigners are using Liberia in this country and you can't join another country. Foreigners will come and man one person and kill all that and punish us in this country here. Because we are very silly and naive in our attitude. Foreigners will come here and use Liberians and quiet party and business slaves. Because Liberians themselves are opening the door to this thing.
Yeah, that I go for our commercial this morning. I'll sponsor a break and be right back.
Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County has finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community, around the radio station. Ganta City, Glelu Community, around the People Street, YMCA Junction. Kample City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 67 76, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia own Herbert supplement. In your sickness, hold your heart, sister. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County has finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community, around the radio station. Ganta City, Glelu Community, around the People Street, YMCA Junction. Kample City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 67 76, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia own Herbert supplement. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one in una Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County has finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community around the radio station. Ganta City, Glelu Community around the People Street, YMCA Junction. Campion City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 6776, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia own Herbert Supplement.
We should welcome Marie Manga is proud to be associated with this program. Matter of fact, you're aware it's Liberia own in Liberia, and we want to say welcome. It's time to take your health journey upon. It's important that you do so because health is wealth, and Marie Manga is here. It's a supplement. It's a herbal tea. It's recognized now in Liberia as a supplement by the Liberia Medicine, Health and Regulatory Authority, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Health have all approved this product in Liberia, and it's Liberia owned. You got typhoid, you got ulcer, rheumatism, you got sexually transmitted diseases, growth, heart problem, eye problem, and a lot more. It's a supplement that helps clean the body. So it's important that you take access to this process and get to the Marie Manga offices. Like you understood, Marie Manga is in 4 counties now, and there are plans to extend to other parts of Liberia in order to help in terms of the scarcity and the distance. So Marie Manga has opened office in the Moserado County. Moserado now 2 points have been opened. Central Monrovia, Ken Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection. Marie Manga is there, and Marie is also in Banas Farm, where they have offices into Moserado County, and they are into Bon County, into Nimba, Lofa, and other parts. So it's important that you try Marie Manga. It's a health product here for you. Those of you who wanted to get in contact with those officers, we will help with some numbers, and the numbers, the ones I already read. If you want to get to the Camp Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection, you talk to Ms. Patience Weekie. She's there. You can talk to Ms. Patience Weekie there in the Central Monrovia, Camp Johnson Road, Clay Street. Patience Weekie can be contacted on 0775 499 549. 0775 499 549. You can talk to Ms. Patience Weekie there in Central Monrovia. You can also talk to Mr. Prince Gray Senior. Mr. Gray is in the Banas Farm, opposite Kumabino Song Tissue Factory area. You can talk to him on 0776 369 805, 0776 369 805, and on 0888 856 776, 0888 856 776. You can talk to Mr. Prince B. Gray Senior there, and it's important for you. And there are more often you find that there are doubts, there are questions to be asked. You can use the opportunity and ask these questions there, and you will certainly get help. So those of you who are struggling with your health, it's important that you try it. It's a supplement, very easy to take. First thing in the morning and last thing in the night. First thing before taking another thing, you fix your hot tea, and once you get to the office, they can teach you how to show and the quantity of water to use. Very hot water, I mean, say boiled water, and they teach you how to mix it. First thing in the morning and last thing in the night, and before you see, soon you see yourself getting on your health journey. So it's important. Try the Marie Manga process. We are proud to be associated with Marie Manga because there are thousands of testimonies of those who have been helped. So start today and thank us later on. Well, it's a good morning to you.
Good morning, yes, good morning to all of you, and it's good that you're joining the conversation in this wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, it's Liberia own, so you can go there and you will thank us later. Look, we were talking before we went for our commercial, looking at the issue of the cultural impunity and how do we stand to prosecute people in this country. Yeah, somebody who should be answering money placed in a budget over a period of time to build cleaner, you did not build it.
Yeah,
when
right. You come in now talking about how to prosecute us and that. When you should be prosecuted ever since. You should have been behind by now. You should have to pay money. You put your own behind you and you're preparing for other people to be prosecuted. Yeah. So it just tells you that we still not ready to fight corruption. We're not ready yet. We're still not ready to put the necessary check and balances on our officials, that because we're part of the world serious country. And it's becoming so difficult for us because foreign nationals are beginning to understand this and they are using the same method against us because our sons and daughters are the ones implementing methods. But anything they think to place right here. You see, we you know, on that 2 occasions that we stormed the entire world, the $100 million worth of drugs that came to this country. One of the most shameful part that brought Liberia to pens down, that we went to prosecute people, and today we up to this time we can show one person how that those drugs got in a country. We're not talking about 1 million, so 100 million United States worth of drugs, illicit drugs, got to this country here. And now during the search, during the search and seizure, 200,000 were found with those individuals who were being accused at the time. So they take their money from Freeport to the Central Bank. 30,000 got missing from there. When they court ordered that the government returned the people money, when they went to Central Bank, only had a receipt of 170,000, and they posted out what they brought, that this is it. But the people accepted the money and they left because the court, nothing they could hold them. The manifesto, the company, the clearing company, the other company, the other company, yet and still we did not see anybody. At the end of the day, we only heard when the former U.S. ambassador and other international partners were looking at us and condemning us and asking how possible can that be? How possible can that be? Today, after that, $40 million drugs came to Liberia. We left it with one burn capital building in the John Chamber. I told you, matter of fact, I know the history of this country to the tip of my finger. I know Liberians are taking my time to settle it. You see, anytime something happens in this country, and we're talking about it happen, anytime something happens in this country, and you see no step, the next one can be far worse or bigger than the one that took place. Yeah. Not to stereotype anybody, but because we have been so lackadaisical with our judicial system in this country, Liberians, so far national have infiltrated the process, and because nothing has been done,
but we're here. One man came, he went to school as a Liberian. He entered the executive as a Liberian. He entered the judiciary as a Liberian. He became a counselor as a Liberian. Only for us to go discover he is not.
You see?
And he's still passing around.
You see? Street people will take all this land. We're not careful. They wait for a money in which we conduct our activities.
Yeah.
We conduct our activities.
But what do you expect? And this is why we're always fighting to provide the kind of education to our people. Because look, even with all of these things, you still, the shameful part of it, that we can define the word, the shameful part of it, let's be honest. After some of our folks were sanctioned while serving the position after investigation by the United States government, after compiling all the report on the people for corruption, for this, interfering with the judicial matter and all of these things, our folks still sat and said, no, that the people won.
People from outside telling us about how people,
telling how people have stolen from you, how you've been denied drugs in a hospital, how the legal system, how people arm twisting, people collecting money, people doing one people. You say no, all I want are the men won. That the people won. Then when it comes to some serious matters to go sit on the round table, the people who are supposed to sit there, when they see them there, they walk away, then you start to cry.
We're not serious, bro. We're not serious, bro.
We are the author of our own mistakes.
We are just, the mistake just keep piling over and over and again. Over and over. Yeah. We just make it the same mistake. We always say, movement and progress. We feel every get our end, we're moving. We don't get no progress. We try to do all we want, but our domestic issues. Imagine that you can go Ghana, you go see somebody from hospital. You go Ghana, you go dress that woman, you may go dress that woman, say you find yourself to blame.
Just imagine the uprising that took place last year in Bangladesh, where the Prime Minister fled the country to India. They are about to bring her verdict down. And they calling for death sentence and asking the Indian government to send her over so they can go execute her.
But they won't send president, nobody will do it.
Yeah, they are going to answer the time that took place. We still don't have one case with dragging them. They tell the people won't have it. They put right now, the Inspector General, the former Inspector General, the man is currently seated in the court, pleading guilty and serving as state witness.
Yeah, but we're still dragging the case. The people still Benjamin immediately. They still going to work. Yeah. They still getting political allotment. They still taking salary care. They still giving us that kind of call. We still doing this. So we empower them again.
And the terrible part of it in Galoba, the people have been formally charged. Why are we paying these people?
They shouldn't be wrong with us. They're supposed to be even wrong with us. So they're better in the country. So the yesterday in England that was associated with this thing here? And they still not do that. And just didn't deny. The last time we were after the conference team when we hear it again that Johnson Chimo I put a war on the case that she want a social church, we don't call it 1 hour conference with Eric Mountain and Judge Usman Fiaka on the 7th of December. For what? What would be right now? Beyond passing the things. I want to know. What would we be like this? What are we afraid of? What are we? So we're powerful against the state?
We did the same thing. What they were talking about war crime code, economic crime code. Some of the people who created serious mayhem, they died with hand laboratory or
yes.
We want to make them leaders. They could not answer for their lives to enjoy themselves. Yeah.
But
most of the key actors that were involved into the war in our country that committed some economic crimes. Look at how we have buried them. Look at how we have given them state funeral. Only because to protect themselves, they managed to get into position that you can't want me. We have to get that currency.
Sure, that right. Somebody come me long because you steal on the people, then we tell we lay presses on you. Then you tell us the same before you say you will persecute this person. What's that?
You're talking about turning to the now before you start persecuting people. When you yourself should be persecuted.
But I don't know what the multi-party democracy thing that came up. I don't know how I don't understand. It should be fair for people that multi-party.
Today.
You pay 1 million lawmaker. The next thing he goes to the post of lawmaker, they should lawmaker. The next thing he spoke with up, he said he got money, he got rescue to develop the whole country. What's that? They want to get you not do it? Have you completed this? Who was in a child in school? You say in February. Then you say, no, I said in 10th grade, in 12th grade. Who's that? Have you completed that 5th grade? They will sit and look at this. We are definitely author our own misdeed in this country. Liberians have led to become a bundle of fake people. Nothing can say in war. Nothing. And become so just a bundle in this country. On a serious note. Why are we holding thieves? Why? Those ones that we elect, those ones that we place confidence in, sit in the positions, they turn around and break their trust. They will still keep them. For what reason?
People prosecute.
It is the advice of former speaker of President Kwanikoba, whose name is in the hospital, should be a lawmaker today.
People prosecuting.
They should be a lawmaker and other people are there. They should be a lawmaker. They have already forfeited. They are already seized to become lawmakers in this country. Let me just answer that questions about this. Why? Then the man came, let's put in the budget, the period of cleaning for the welfare people. Yes, they put the money there, you can even see the stone be erected.
But the first thing in Bangladesh, our lawmakers were not being sincere.
We are sending bad pieces for this country.
They were not being sincere to us. When after the Osman attack, while Liberians are waiting to get all kind, immediately in the 2024 budget, they were already putting $1.8 million for renovation.
Yeah, they put
to say, yeah, go and see the cost. Even up to this time, they have not been able to tell us the cost of the damage. Those things that got destroyed, how do we get it? But they put it in China, the other day baking, they put it on head.
Yeah.
Then you put the money in the budget. So what? You put in the money in the budget for renovation, at the same time you asking somebody to come head again. So why is it that?
Put the money so much so you can go.
Not putting it there to go take it, and because when China say, yeah, we come and renovate it.
Yeah, Councilor Jara want to make an import.
This is
it's bad. We are always being setting bad precedent for this country. Yeah, Councilor Jara is on the line.
I think it will be something different. The every position and the background, not sorry. Way back, you only saw a representative on the 30 years. First of all, you have what to establish yourself as a home, a marriage. We are responsible people. I gave you an example. Someone President Akara Gray went and built a Palawan on my land in Jaratown. Now when Jaratown went to Buzukwa, now when Buzukwa went to Johnson, behind the apartment building, the four-story apartment building and built a Palawan. Now you see the atrocity. A lawmaker, he doesn't ask for who owned the land, nothing. When I jack it up and wrote, Professor Chima, former speaker, Professor Chima, you know, Professor story about your son, friendly with your daughter, Anita Jala, blah, 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 I'm sorry, you know, yeah. I didn't know, I did, all the talking, you're talking, was fighting to remove. And if somebody misled you, you couldn't ask your man, they also have a billion house here or the Palawa. Oh, why the D?
Yeah, why the Uno the land?
So, they're going to tell you that when they get this position, they are above the law.
Yeah.
Let me go. One thing I'll tell you, another thing to do that I don't understand is to take the license plates and share. Then not only that, use after that license plates, try to justify it. And try to intimidate the security people. I mean, I don't understand that, you know, with that other here.
Look at serious problem, man.
Serious mental problem.
Also, that serious problem is now keeping us.
Yeah. And not only that, look, right in the traffic, I'm telling you, I'll take care. And whatever I see them coming down, one whiskey with policemen inside.
Yeah.
Imagine that? But police forget about the operator himself. With policemen inside.
This is people talking about the one that right away lane, that the BT go to Capitol Building, go to Water, go bring it back in.
check this single background. Check this single background, then you will know why. Okay, I'll see you.
Thank you, counsel. Thank you. You know, we give these people too much leverage in this country. If people were seen to all around them, the party they find for even a social relationship, we will make sure you see to exist as a lawmaker. That you know,
but you know what I mean? I'm giving the breakdown because you know why? Most of the folks, the lawmakers don't even tell the people we can provide education. There are steps, there are ways to remove lawmakers. So now I get people talking, oh, waiting for 2029, waiting for you know why you will be alive for 2029? The person suppressing you. Things that you entitled to, one person taking and enriching themselves. You say for 2029, but you know, when you make up the case and present it to the law, because they will be afraid to impeach anyone. Because the last time we saw that thing happening, it happened with I think Roland Khan from Mikey County. Because they were involved in some kind of land issue and people got killed in the process. Under the regime of former President Charles, that we all get demonized at times, but the lawmaker took a decision and his colleagues impeaching. But in our modern space and democracy, some of the worst thing we can hear about some of our lawmakers, even the people who elect these people, you know, you have got the power to go demand that these people should resign. But most of the people in this country, officials, they lack that moral. They even care about the name. What's the name in related to corruption, rape cases, murder cases, destruction of properties. They won't know they will be in that position. The paycheck should be the order of the day. But in other countries where you find people, sometimes with the name associated with something that is so disheartening or they should not even come close to. You see a people doing an honorable thing. They resign the position because for them they feel that they have lost the trust and confidence of the people. The people will not have that kind of trust.
You see what misguided leaders. Eh? But then you get a man, you let him know 6 years ago, he said he won't become senator. What a program is that? The man said he won't become president.
You feel the fuel.
You even know the district. And now you get spent anything your time to build a district that is being second of none. Yeah. But he said don't build a second thing.
Somebody have been lawmaker. Somebody have been lawmaker for almost 3 times. You go to the district, you can't see anything. The man asked to be senator, the Jamoya made it. Somebody rang him or once rather they were here. All the while, no report did not come to say that, you know, they take advantage of the vulnerability of our society and the poverty and illiteracy of the people, because we still, that's what we're talking about, a total reform of our laws in this country, blah, blah, blah. Because if you're sitting as a representative and you think that representative position is not enough for you and you want to be a senator, do the obvious thing by yourself. Because that's what's small for you.
You become lawmaker and say you want to have a party. Please resign the representative position. Go for your party. When you become like confused and people, yeah. Yeah, you not go to the day so
you senator, you want to be president?
Resign.
The people say you want, please resign.
Leave the force. We need to measure. We need the position. They say you put it on party, you put it on leader. What's that?
But because it's so vague and just open, we just find people just doing anything they want to. Right now, somebody lawmaker are clearly saying that they know they will not be re-elected. They're looking for all the lineage. They're looking for the town and villages that they connected. They go there now, I mean, they want small farmland. Yeah. I mean, they want big palawa. They're sitting down with the old people. Every weekend they won't go there. They carry rice. They've been talking about facing the road. Then they you know, by the time you go, man, but you have to come from one district to another, district or another. Yeah. You want me in your county, you represent it. Then you jump from there, you go on the other side, you go be senator.
The first thing I show that you're a misguided person. You first thing you come to the position in the party. The next you want to change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parties less than 5 years.
That's what we talk about revisiting our constitution, because the constitution allow these people to do it. But for experience, they don't even think about the common people that will go into more expensive.
But who told that man for that trading the moral will the people the media is going to lose? How can you tell the people who crafted the law? No. But because our folks know that they know the law now, so they use the law against the very people who place in the position. I'm going to say this thing. In this attitude continue in this country, you will see strange people take over this land because they greed. The level of poverty Liberians are bringing on their own people. that Liberia you hear 400 can say 500 acres of land? Eh?
And the other men
you go Libya, you go Ghana, you go dress, you go there, you go there, you want part of you know what I'm
then the other man sitting as representative, he involved into the awesome attack, Jacob DB from the candidate. He read the letter, he appointed in his own ambassador from his office, one Burkina B from his office to the district. What was that, bro?
You ain't only put who's that police bringing in your office as a museum.
Remember that ambassador?
Eh?
For museum.
Even go in your district. What about the Cordell they handle the young people there? You will not find it. But he's looking for different things.
But the man is because one of the person that is charged to go to court for the awesome attack, the burning of the capital.
So he care.
But the man thinking sorry, benefit. He is a taxpayer car.
Yes. He care.
The court are doing it. So
if you see yourself, the mistake in making, no longer law because they come out of the anything you will not come back.
When you go to jail for 10-15 years, and your family that you left outside, when you come back, you can't even recognize them because your family have already been torn apart.
You want to tell me that I woke up this morning, Ambassador, to hear that we stay on the awesome attack case? We in the year.
That the chief part of it, I've been trying all my research. You know, I said I start looking at other countries, the way people are handling cases, not even giving a chance for it. Because
so are you telling me they all answer the recovery thing with end?
No.
Because the example of things showing.
I told you, I said, when you're partying problems over problems, we're not solving. Look around and say, let point to one problem that you know we have solved.
Today is the 17th. Since the level of Rosalie Sabo, they were accused allegedly from Loka, suspended to fake issue. Are we in that case? Since February, when the president suspended to also forfeited by asset declaration, the same position today. Am I hearing it? So what was we looking for again? The president said by law declare an asset. Today is the 17th of November 2025. Since the government we still giving them money there yet? What are we doing? Are we no more? What's that? When you go to the they go higher, who want to raise an opinion?
You saw you saw Emmett Glass, Councillor Martin, he left 100+ cases started from LCC to the Ministry of Justice. Go and ask which one of them we have started on. Because all the cases don't have the same side. But the one that we can fast track to handle thing, let's not set the example. Nobody's saying that you will just convict people, but let the people be, because we just read about it, we talk about it, but it borders around the people's character that the public perceive these people to be criminal, to be rogues. So you either prosecute a man, then he declare or is convicted and go and face the full weight of his action.
But I'm hearing that the program will do recruitment, they sign documents, doing this. Even the army of this country, she has seen other countries more than the army here. Are we not looking for product ourselves?
No, we even go far. What about the disadvantage from people that
so in this country?
The police army.
In the country, the army. Why would we do so? Why would we give them that no more? And because our leaders are using this means to enrich themselves, so they keep these things active.
But how do you expect these things to work out?
I think it's time that I'm saying, I think it's time that a serious mass demonstration come to this country for law based in this country. But that our leaders do not know that citizens they need justice.
If people can sit down and pass breastfeeding law, like they can give subsidy to the mothers. You see the kind of thing?
What was that? Like people just laughed at themselves. They woke up. Oh, say no to drug. Say no to drug. They were the same people did drugs.
When they talk about 2029, but they talk about prosecuting, you say like witch hunting. But you already finish planning, you finish pointing at people.
We know how was their problem. It is the level of the time my coach should be telling all these things. By the time we should have paid him already, he be talking in jail hall when he come back. That is what he's saying. And I want to say to this government, if you don't pay the past government for accountability, you will need.
But we already telling them when they come to power, just in case,
you will need
the other opposition leaders in this country have already finished setting their boogie trap.
We will
so they do not properly have a reform and conduct themselves in an orderly manner. They fall away except maybe a few days of election, some of them will flee the country. But once they're around, they will be prosecuted.
Maybe you say past government we never do the record, but now we see the record. Corrupt individuals.
Corruption is not
no breakers.
It might not buy corruption. It's not for peace sake. Because this thing have denied some of our brothers and sisters medication. Today somebody got crippled. Today somebody feel what you see today in the street, the disabled people, because of the distances, they got injured, they were sick, no medication. So at the end of the day, it went beyond the control. It paralyzed some of them. So some of the folks today you see who are visually impaired, they did not buy it. They got sick and started having sight problems. But how to get to the clinic? No eye clinic, no eye doctor, no medication there. At the end of it gets worse. You start suffering from shock there, or you get blind in the process. So, but we got people who can distribute the money. We got people who can, allocate for this, allocate for that.
Why put your life in this country?
But let's go to the lines on these normal
finance.
If you're causing a problem, 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation on this wonderful, wonderful day. I saw the president act that fell on some people who felt that they so much the party people, the law and gospel, they could go anywhere, they do anything. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Fanny Jacob. I'm calling from Kingsland.
Brian, you're welcome.
Yeah, every year come in when it comes to certain case involving the National Law Fund. Since February this year, from March up to now, the investigators have been concluded. But the LACC have put in all the cases except the National Law Fund standard. And on July 19, they have press conference.
They have
press conference. They told that all the cases, including the National Law Fund, have been concluded. But up to now, they still delaying. Why? What going on?
And the last time we found out that the LACC boss, Councillor Sandra Zone, said by November, the Minister of Justice will draw indictment for high profile cases. Today, the 17, nothing we're hearing.
No, you know what I mean? The LACC no longer working with the Ministry of Justice for indictment. One of the councillors there told me personally that they draw their indictment and indict people, so they have nothing to do.
But she's on record of that. She's on record.
Yes, she's on record. So up to now, they still holding our case while all those what cases they're going to go more than $500,000. You getting me? Up to now, making people feel we why are they still keeping the National Law Fund issue because there is money given to them to delay it.
Okay, that's allegation. And you see, that's what we're talking sometimes back. Look, sometimes it's good to take the step one. Because if you think you want to have all these major cases and then draw indictment, when do you start prosecution?
Yeah, when do you start?
If you don't, and we complain about money. The first thing we say, we don't have a special law code to fast track some of the cases. Now they talk about, they're talking to the legislature the other time and asking that they need some funding so they can construct some courthouses to prosecute some of these things. You know, that
the ambassador has been a record, if I remember something right now, that case, those cases, that was never concluded as of April. Based upon the LACC report.
Well, even you go to the FI,
I mean,
if the Financial Intelligence Agency, all of the intelligence, the analysis, whatsoever, they will follow it.
They have to have the institutions. Because we formulate the institutions by legislation, we are happy that they come, so they help us fight corruption, but then they use the institutions to fight back at the Liberian people. For what? Yo, cause see what problem this country, yo.
Good morning. They will call. Yes, the sheriffs are here. Good morning. Well, no, one day I did a mansion or a Trump petrol bomb.
But imagine when all the horses around here burning, the person by fire that mountain and that, so again go.
After 2 hours, we get different things. Then you can work at it, not prosecute, we will prosecute you. Thank you.
And
in Badova, all the things that took place, all what we're talking, this, go back, go to that same Capitol building now. You still not see things that should be put into place. The CC camera, you're looking at when you see fire truck, they put in the budget, say you're buying fire truck.
Yeah.
So, one to the Senate wing, one to the representative wing, all these kind of things. But to carry money to fix the 1 billion, that where they want. Good morning.
Very good morning, sir. Yes. This is Kumo Malta, work from here every day.
Please go ahead.
Every sector of this country, there must be a problem there. You go to the Senate, problem. You go to the representative, problem. You go to the judicial, problem. Why? We should be letting our own country again. We don't put the power for us, whatever the power, we are not making the problem. Why? So the question is not by setting forward, you have to start with check. So, I think we'll teach around. They will be teaching around because everybody focus that is controlling that is not doing what is going to be doing.
Yeah, everyone that makes Ghanaian politicians, the tax I was given them today, they are abandoned and say they will live for 2029.
2029, for what?
The first 2 years again, you will think again, you start talking about 2029. And everybody just seems to be just about the next election.
Yeah.
All the elections we've been having in this country, what can we prove for it that everybody just waiting for the next election?
Now for the letter of Musa Benes, he talking about the Senate, he was talking about CMC that the country wants to develop. He talking about developing the Senate.
Man, anyway, go see Barry.
Yeah, and then see, Nana, my president, they say, for the about that again, it's about CMC in the country. Why?
The man talking about prosecuting people in 2029. They will retire and they will prosecute people. The other man in Green Gillette telling people that Dixon Civil who also he's staying in plain talking to the inspector general to that went on the being caught up.
Because once we need the president also the case of safety,
wash my word and take my words to the bank. Will be where so many people who been indicted into the corruption cases. A care is not taken with drag on. Nobody will be long ago, but totally on the now. They will use whatsoever to protect themselves. And will be difficult because the ones that we got right now that we finish charging, we prosecuted them. Because we're supposed to be examples. Play example. There's no need to indict people because say we want to prosecute that leave it. Everything what you want to do. Yeah.
Good morning, Weekie.
Please go ahead.
Natl, and you study somewhere this morning. In a church, more on chairs, and we get 15 more on Monday. Natl, I study somewhere. Oh, you talk about the chapter page, fishing page, we can talk about that chapter page, way back. They put out for our chapter page. Now the president ready to take action on those people. So we know that what is this president? Also, one can't
those people are already in charge is there to prosecute them.
Yes, but Natl, and Weekie, but Natl, I tell you, those people then, when they let us get a person, you will see a lot of people that they say that they are people that interest. But that country will need to be still in this country. That kept that baby. That's what no people there are going to do. Working out to go ready there. But so much looking for money now. If you never been a guy to go to be a resident, don't let them to be a resident. That's what they want. That's what they should be. It's not that. Therefore, who is different? Let's so
thank you. They gotta be prosecuted first. When they are guilty, then they face the weight. When they are not, we
shall pretend to be so gullible. But we are so wicked to the people of this country.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, all Nathaniel. Thank you for that topic this morning. I hear thoughts that people will take over the nation. But we'll talk about it, but I can't sound for. People will take over the nation because why the military will take over? All they want are one way when I go on. You will be persecuted, you will be 4-on-4 at the 34 or 4-on-4. But it's too much. No, I mean, you even dismiss somebody and you're not saying it for justice, then how will they perform what they are doing? Yes, very little time need to dismiss another person. If they only dismiss and need a person to go scot-free, no, it's not correct. so let me say take over the nation and start.
Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, Weekie, and good morning, Donald.
Good morning.
And I want to appreciate you for the topic on the discussion. You know, what all you're saying is clearly very that people listening to wrong. What very good on in this country and the child system in the country is very cool. To even get information, to gather information, because the problem here is criminal cases.
And the people part the people part the ordinary people don't know. We pay public defender, we pay a prosecutor every day. Money people are going after the cases, going to court, and we do all that. Government give me money. We pay the people every time they appear. How many millions of dollars today we fight? We spending almost the same money that we behind people for on cases. We ready? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, my name is Sam Testimony Child Triumph. I do call from Jefferson. You know, Weekie and Bruce, let me tell you this. Just this observation, whenever you are in a leadership, and then you hear everyone talking, like you said, everybody talking about 2029. You're in a position, everybody talking about election or 2029. They should share as a warning to you that you are not proceeding well. All of the Nigerians seeing the workings of this government. On a serious note, it will be very much difficult for the government to win cases because they are very much selective within their judgment. If you are selected within your judgment and what have you, people will refer to it as a witch hunt. Let us look at the capital building issue. At the time, you keep all that is group of people in that were involved within the building of the capital building. The police went above and arrested some of the people, then they went to court. That lady right there for district number 5 to see her over. They went to the police station that they explained. Just about when I walk on the street in the name of, oh yeah, it's really there.
No, wash your words. And this is the mistake we always making. You see, this is the mistake we always making. Look, we all want to see people being prosecuted for whatever alleged crime they committed. But under the law, when you convict yourself, you got only 2 outcomes when you go to court. Either they convict you or you are exonerated. So let that be based on the kind of information. That's why you see, friends, they invited all of those who said they were persons of interest. For they invited them to find out. After everybody went on to explain, that's how the police. One of my friends I forgot who said you're going to go in the capital building. So we cannot preempt or prejudice some of our legal system got only problem. But what we want to see,
the people are using all of those means to hamper our judicial.
Because if we want to see,
you are children our in South Korea. How long they investigate them for? They in jail.
You're there.
How long they told 10 years? They told 5 years. So where that brand come to? They want use legal jargons to control the people of this country. Who not know that play don't win? So how will tell them to do that play? Who will go ask? And they don't like who put the girl when I come back with it. But
let me say something. Even you talk about when you ain't got, when you hear everybody talking about 2029, that means your government, you got to govern well. They come to the point where you elected lawmakers. Because you got lawmakers from the opposition that in government. Why are they not talking about 2029? The job that you get is
Joseph from the government.
They said they are job you get them. They now why are not doing it?
For the ruling party. They made again in 37. They made against in most of the country. Has he completed it? What do you mean this?
And this is the troubling part.
It's what? What is the very life you have to affect your life negatively? Then you say a bargain.
And you know what the program convince them on? And this is the irony in the whole thing. The person sitting in government, you representative, you senior government official, you senator, you senior government official, you in government, you representing people. What are you from the opposition? You part and parcel of the government. The failure, you think you can divorce yourself for it, but you allow the people to make them to understand that they can exonerate themselves, they can divorce themselves for the failure of the government, but they are still there. You know how many money you are allotting to these lawmakers that people will even go and sit to have the second thought. You think some of their names are even supposed to go close to that thing that people look at the kind of learned people that name were attached to the burning of the Capitol building. Yeah?
Yeah. Why are taking the 15 chiefs or the 15 counties, we have now come to the conclusion that thing. But where learned people get it are confused. Who don't know that I'm making point? Eh? What was it for? The chiefs that are in the various counties, plowman chiefs, if they were the ones in the case, but today, you put the level there, 2 months, they come from.
Let somebody here ask the question. Let's take for instance, the money placed in the budget for the renovation on that place, none of them are the salary, none of them are the benefit, but who suffers it? The taxpayer. And you are the direct victim, because you send them.
Yeah.
You send them. Then you are still saying that you are being defending the people. Look, that's why we say when you give the system a chance and start prejudice cases, or you preempt, you know they all come. Because I bring man, everything in politics, to the extent that even if you support the man and the man name, you are not even willing to give it a second thought and say, let me sit down and watch. Let me give the man the kind of legal or moral support. Let's go to the case, let's free the man. But you hear billions of dollars missing. When the government charges person, you just go, you see politics. Tomorrow again, when the government leaves power, whoever comes in and start to question people today who are serving in position for the action, you all go there against that.
They are enriching themselves.
Yeah.
They are settling their lives. They are settling their generations and leaving yours. They are now living from one room to duplexes while you are still in the same house. And you are the ones to be a relief of that. But they are using those things to amend their lives.
You know, something that surprised me are 2 lawmakers. I listened to Honorable Nathaniel. He was talking to a group of women. I think should be in one country or where he said, you know, right now, things not like before. Like if we hire use of economy, now I just solve the problem right there. Right now, you're not like before. But you still in government. How you are managing? You are lobbying with other people, but you government. Then I listen to Marvin Kotu saying, oh, the president will spoil the money, I see this time. And you are representative, and you say representative. You say, well, I'm sending people to Cotton, I'm sending people to other places, other places. You people telling us that you have loose set of cash, or a system now be put in a place for check and balances. That's why you tell them you can't stretch your hand out like before. Today we talk about even all the years. These same people that are talking about from your political party, these lawmakers, ask them, every year we allot money in the budget for them. But ask them, let them go on a report. There are people who should be reporting to you. They went, they put up big show, they call the GSC and saying they'll give the GSC green light to conduct audit. Right now, confusion among themselves. Some people say they want to take it for another year. Some people, only to confuse the people. At the end of the day, it will not be conducted. But you got people from your party. Then you only look at executive, and that's how the people will use you like that. Other than that witch hunt, the woman who sells bitter ball, pepper, cold water, cassava plenty. The young man who sits on the back from morning to night, riding keke, commercial drivers, are paying these people. They go to the filling station, they buy you tell people to go and register the car, insure it, spray it. But you will give them one lesson plate, they take it and share it, one set of plate. You take one, you give it a woman, or you give it one of your or you put it on your cherry car, because when the traffic people, from the Ministry of Transport, the police stay on the road to inspect, they see HOR number, they may move on even. You're looking for the other people and parking them off the road. How can you exploit government when government gives you almost everything? Yeah? You're not paying for the plate. We buying it, fixing it for you. Then the poor driver You know, you can stand by the people too much and focus on the executive. That's why all of the mess they're coming from up there. Because nobody willing to look at the lawmaker and say
they are deliberate.
Yeah.
And the way they are deliberate, the Labrador should be deliberate by the actions. But the Labrador, they doing it.
No, the poor, they cannot believe that sending men from a party, they think what government doing, he's not part of it. Show me one person. You'll see one lawmaker saying, we corrupt here, but when they get the money, he say they give all money, all the 10,000, 15,000. You hear somebody boasting like that, and the people in the district will be clapping. You telling us that you corrupt, but when they bring corrupt money, you don't carry to the district. You don't say, I will go to the clinic in my district, I will go to the hospital, I will use their money to buy drugs. Robbing who? Robbing the rich to give to the poor. Though you are stealing money, you are helping the poor. You say, you have to share the riches with the poor, or else they will share poverty with you. When we realize that when people are elected to serve, you cannot separate them from government.
Liberian leaders are.
That's the first branch of government there. To have gone, to even ask people to go burn that place, or for the name to even be in it. Some of you should not be defending, you talk about being selected. Some of the people order that legal people, then they go defend themselves. They are legal luminaries with PhD in jurisprudence.
They are misguided leaders. And they do that deliberately to enrich themselves.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Please go ahead.
Yeah, what you said right now. Oh, that zero in our house. And the other man they call and now representative on district 10. You always say that you're right, it's true. But then why you can receive it for now? You say the area is corrupt. They corrupt, they have receive it. You don't have to receive it. Or when you say that you must use it for the internal purpose, but you will admit that there's corruption there, all of them there, it should only then, there be corruption there. They are given no corruption, but when they get up with the portion will receive it, they can pull back. Everything can be the fact, but then when you can receive it for now, what do you do here in district? The other one they call that other man, the senator.
Yeah. You have all the lawmakers from the different political parties, they all over there. You got people from the United Party, the CDC, the ASC, the ALP, the CMC, you just name. But they there.
Okay, when they can receive it, then one must receive it for when they can get it right information, we agree. One can receive it for what the development people can do in your district with it.
Ask them.
All this is abandoned district. Who do you do? More big to go put in different districts and different put in and put that here.
Yeah. And most of them, you see, they're not even strong enough to convince people. So now when you see after the 6 years, your lawmaker are feeling working, you being a fossoyer and scrutinize all of the candidates, door to door, convince people, outline the failure, the achievement, and why this person who come in, what this person have done. But you needed a truck girl to tell you carry a different district. You're going to go to party headquarters for money tonight. You leave the district. When the man managed to use the small cash to win away, you say 6 years ago you called up here a Bannon district. You brought him back. You brought him back and made him representative. He's going for 12 years and you stay on the. So in 12 years, Apple will be a Bannon. But here you got lawmaker on there.
No, 2 years, the cow carrying your.
Senator Snow. You know how long he stayed in Nassau district? When he left? Go and see. You don't separate your people because they come to your party. All of them in one basket. They got elected on the basis of fighting corruption, on the basis of keeping the other branches of government feet to the fire in coordination as well. Then you want to think that you can pinpoint. We're talking about people who've been charged. The law is the law. Go and see how many pre-trial detainees beyond bars yet to be tried. Somebody have gotten sick, they threw them out. Somebody died, they just called the parents for them. Do you sit and think about these things? When do we put some of these things to an end? Everybody will say, OHT. So where do we start from and when do we start? Because when you want to start, I say, why now? When do we start?
Yeah, why now?
When do we end the culture?
The other one, what they do now, they're seeking it. Instead of starting to develop the country now, they say 2029.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it's an issue of accountability and transparency, they say 2029. So we should skip this time and go 2029 when we start. When we reach 2029 again, let's go 2035.
But we saw it in the previous government. They left the first 6 years. The post are talking about 24 years. When they brought it to 12 years. At the end of the day, they were so focused on, you know what?
So misguided in this country.
You remember what Miss Banks told her during the bicentennial celebration? She said, he said the leader of the problem in Liberia, our leaders always got a short-term goal for themselves.
Yeah.
No long-term goal.
Their visions are blurred.
The goal first.
That's what they want. They're pushing the 2029 so they can use this people their minds worth.
The in the words of Teron Gonglo, I think some about law because a child abuse. They put the district, the counties, they get it. They just not able to manage it. So I think that just child abuse, we that child labor, we give people positions in this country, job in the country. They ain't able to function. Yeah?
They are misguided. Their visions are blurred. How they can get 6 years? When you say you want a different one?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, bro. Sorry for me cutting you on like that, man.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Ambassador Bank, good morning too, brother.
Good morning, baby.
Okay, yeah. But just for the record, if I start coming for yesterday when you meet me, because I have because they take the guitar and you know, so OFI. No, bros. The problem there is just make a recommendation. I mean, I don't know what. Look, I have a petition. I put that system on it. Okay, support it. If you want to become a senator, representative with some, so I enjoy that topic there. So let campaign to.
But you get something, you say you want it again. Why don't you move on that?
Yeah.
Move on that before you vote. But again, always put the government into second voting problem again, and I'm no problem. So I mean, we say there's no money. They want to be doing that kind of things. And what about school there? Yeah, no bravo, no cheers. Teach you, and I need there. Careful as you don't come before what more. We'll be eating it. We'll be eating 2 cars. You know, even if you want you happen to go to school, because you eat something. Don't do that there again. But thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's push that bill.
The leaders are no longer focused on their priority. You heard the other lawmaker who was representing, he fought to become senator. They were telling him, they were telling him again, say, who will be vice president? So you come here. You see how Liberia looking? They are misguided. They are not confused. The other people can say, you want to say that development not good, so they may not get development. Is that what you signed up for? Why not focus on the priority? Why not?
And the people running the offices on the social media.
Why not?
You don't get invitation to people when you are asking to be elected. But when it's time to make district report, you go to find one tight area, then you want to extend invitation to certain people because you know certain people they are critics, they're present there. And we see people changing overnight in split second.
We're not doing good for this control. You see people laying issue for they do that, you know, things are happening all the time. It can be a small because our leaders are misguided. The one Ms. Ben said, our leaders have blurred vision. They don't see. They don't. Where is that development agenda going? Now, all year 2029. So what happened in 2026? What happened in 2027? What happened in 2028? What happened in 2029? Children that are born during those periods. Children that turn addition into age during those periods. What happened to them? What happened to them? When those who will choose and becoming leaders are the ones saying different thing to us.
And you know the most disheartening part of it, that when a lot of folks can, you people don't notice it, they don't see these things. The politics in this country have divided us to the core. And here's the problem. The people who are the arrogance of the country to make sure that development go to districts and county, most of them are divided in the caucuses. You know, each county got 2 senators.
But look at the main ambassador. But the man put money in the budget, he requested money in the budget to build a clinic. The man took the money for a personal use. Now he's saying they must build it all hospital so you can put drugs inside. What's that? Is it normal? same with us.
Yeah.
Eh?
He resigned from the caucus, but he represented in the country.
Yeah.
That normal thing there.
He comes to the people and say that birthday club. They posted the caucus so that they can be all the lawmakers who are there to coordinate in the interest of the country. He comes to the people and tells them that birthday club. Eh? Is that what we let
you go to Rambazzo County, all the concessions are there. The former pro tem and the current pro tem with one or two lawmakers, they're in disarray. And affecting the people because everybody wants to have the personal interest. You go to Bum County, they see all thing happening. You go to the other county, they see all thing happening. One man fighting to be Godfather. But is it like what they elected you for?
The leaders that will call in our time to lead the country? Are these the leaders who call in our time to lead the country? That people stood in the land to elect?
When you say all the things that are in the interest of the people, we put all our political differences. Because your run campaign all over the place, all the campaign talk, you know, all about development, accountability, transparency. For the caucus to just go and sit and say, let's discuss and see how best we can find money in the budget or discuss with the local government and let's unite on one front. And that's why you see today, even they only united in opposition. But when elections are pretty close, they are divided, then skeletons are all over the closet. They think when you see them, they're acting like the other opposition in solidarity with other person. You just wait for 2029. They will be divided. Some of the things you will hear about the next political leader, you have never heard it before. Every Friday with CPB.
And this is the reason why after we elected into a reconciliation, because they didn't say divide the people. The other men who came, they feel what saying they should discuss, they say talking about female genital mutilation, other transition laws, the president banning them, they should pull gay law. The people in the area there talking about they want personal protective gear in order to continue farming. Because even while they are farming, their lives are raised. You didn't think about that. You see how the people looking? Why would you elect people that don't have the focus of the country? They come to confuse the nation. And those are the people who are paying. I don't know, scrape some of these benefits for some of the people then. And my disappointment is the Liberian people are so much naive and easy to be carried away. They are the very people that the Liberian people support. The very people who are responsible for their suffering that they put in support.
The people prepared to do harmful things to you and myself for the same people that are starving them.
Now, check out DB there, the Gable right, the Burkina Faso is in Grange there. Nobody complaining today. When the people getting not single power gun, and see that they tell around the people there that the time he will come and see entirely and said, well, he ain't blood nobody again. Is that how people looking? Because they can't see the future. They can't see. Their vision are right on that phone. They won't think about the food they eat today, the next day. They can't get right. They close the well. Okay, say I'm being able to get fire. Let me just enjoy myself fire. Does your life depend on just 5 years or 6 years? Or is beyond that?
Okay, and you see, when you saw what the president did. Of recent, the president has made some folks and appointed some new folks. They were ministry agency. You see, the more troubling part here, you see our school system so challenged. People are entrusted to steer our educational sector in various capacity. You go to the place, you call yourself an educator, you imparting knowledge, you go and start to break down the system and rob the people because you're the only person who's supposed to get everything. But you educated person, you see the law and violate the law. Take for instance, the president relieved the superintendent of the Memorial Consolidated School System, James Momo, of his duty as superintendent. Now, here is what the LCC and GAC did. So can we would not sit and be waiting for when to prosecute this man? Now they said the decision for releasing of his position followed a report from the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission that found Mr. Momo liable for the following violations during his tenure, including failure to comply with the Public Procurement and Concession Commission regulation, extortion, abuse of office, criminal conspiracy, facilitation of improper activities in contract awarding. You sit at the head of the institution, you get award contracts, you go and procure, and you just take the legal decision. Now, they say Mr. Momo has been accordingly been instructed to immediately turn all government of Liberia properties to the acting superintendent and report to the Ministry of Justice for prosecution. They are not be passing around again.
But they are already doing it. They yet put them outside. That means being selfish. But
this is a report from the man. So only man be saying that somewhere. Because this man still, who knows whether he get other air conditioned car, they money he meter on, or you know.
You're not going to insult the president there?
Yes.
Eh?
We're supposed to be having these people to, they are there, president people be there. If they're 200, they know one another was serving government and whatsoever. Let them go there. Let them go and be looking at one another faces.
You know, the reason why the people keeping the South Beach area is deliberate. Only for the commoners.
Yeah.
Only for the commoners. They intentionally keep that area there so that only the commoners can be held in incarceration there. But the other people who they see as elite.
Why ain't some of the officers now start carrying drugs to the inmates?
Yeah. They want to smoke and die. You want to come back? You're till they cool, you're die, you'll be there. They give you food, no proper nutrition, no nourishment, nothing. You're die there. But the other people, they can't go there. So the way they do now, they flood our ears and our eyes with allegations. Oh, they steal. What would you do about it? So we see people who steal, people who allegations have been level on. We let them walk around. But when I dwell, straight they get them selfish. What kind of country here? I'm so disappointed in this country. I'm so disappointed. I don't see that we're changing soon. Because of bad leaders and bad leadership. They are planted into the system. There are so many people that will die in this country before their time. Only because the leaders we are having here. On a serious note. We are not setting no good precedent on the African continent. We're not. We are not. We're not setting no good precedent. Now, what we're hearing now, that another issue that will bring, it may bring a conflict with Liberia. I'm going to say this very clearly. It may bring conflict with Liberia. The HPS deal. Are you aware that Guinea is prepared to take over the HPS deal? Liberia don't have any right standing. Bilateral ties with Guinea, with the HPS they're mounting. That's in Nima. That they want to mine. The HPS deal want to mine the Guinea side and to transport the IO to Liberia to the Buchanan port so they can carry out. Are you aware that the Chinese government is fast forwarding activities with Guinea to build a plane there? Are you aware of that? And by the time Guinea is talking about 18.20 billion. Well, how much billion talking about here? How much billion talking about here? And China is prepared to put the money forth to make sure that they can be able to move forward. And there will be a striking bilateral tie between Guinea and Liberia. Are we prepared to go in conflict with Guinea? Are we prepared? What will be at? Whoever? You see Liberia, our leaders, they are short-sighted. We may see a serious political rivalry with Guinea and Liberia in the coming years.
Now, Liberia saying now for all indication, there's discomfort and that is heightening the uncertainty surrounding the HPL cross-border plane. So President Baga, the government already giving the people green light.
Yes.
Over Andrew. The company a green light to export iron ore by the Yegepa Buchanan corridor.
Sure.
Now this agreement is before the national legislature.
Did they say confused?
They position Liberia as a multi-user rail hub that could benefit from transit fees and expanded infrastructure use.
And
so
which they, accelerator and Liberian government with SPF did not on par with that.
So what I need to do now is simple. Say it before our national legislature, that some of the lawmakers been talking. Let it not be in a haste for rectify or sign this deal.
Liberia has already accepted and given the company a green light.
Yeah,
now we are seeing a serious diplomatic fallout because with China involvement with Guinea, especially the news government Mamadou Doumbouya that is coming up, China is far forward activities so that they can be able to settle, so that they can no longer pass the IO to Liberia, so that money will develop with SBS is a dead case. Lawmakers are aware, the letter of San Joseph, they are aware.
And Guinea is nearing completion
yes!
of a 18 to 20 billion Trans-Guinea Railroad.
I'm telling you something.
650 kilometer route designed to transport iron ore from Guinea to the south of Nima, and you see all of these things.
That means SBS deal like what coming to the get part began it will not hold. So the money bucket depending on to make the budget 1 billion, 1.2, then a problem is.
But most of the places are projection. You know that way, you know you get after domestic revenue collection, then you look at some of the dues, some of the concessions, how much you will factor there into the national budget, and all of these things. That's how they, you know.
And the lawmakers are aware, and the only reason why they are keeping quiet because the letter of San Joseph because he wouldn't want money for another form a political party. So he said he wanted to reach for the working in West Africa to get money. It's time now to become president. So you see, so what we're getting at is there is no agreement shall be executed or ratified by other parties without formal approval, concurrence with the government of Guinea. The other committee saying to us. And now Guinea is having a new plan because China is involved.
Now, another part in the agreement now, the Senate now, they are now questioning these things. The Senate more concerned now is whether the HPL Liberty Corridor project was omitted from the proposed concession, despite expectation that it would have been featured in such critical document. So now the committee warned that the failure to provide the requested evidence that triggered the suspension of the GAA legislative consideration and invite further preliminary scrutiny, parliamentary scrutiny. So they got to be looking at these things.
I see the same thing. Oh, how you're machine, ever the president say, friend one game machine, bring on the short, how the HBS is going to be. On a serious note.
Yeah.
Because lawmakers, they are, you know, in the problem with lawmakers, because they have their own ambition. Some of them want to become president. Some of them want to become senator. Some of them want to become president. Saying that having these ambitions, they wouldn't want government to have fun for themselves for the future and to build their lives. So tomorrow when you and Guinea in war, all the lawmakers they will try to lead the country. They will lead the country. They will lead because they have money. Even before when they come out when they get money, because they know that when they will and all happen to them. So they will make sure they lead the country very early. Or they will join a bargaining agreement. Those who say supporting that will join the other side because they want to survive.
But you know,
are we prepared? Are we ready to go in conflict with Guinea?
I won't be.
It's a food for thought. And that's not happening. Because Mamadou Doumbouya is key on developing his country. Because they know that if they allow that aspect to go on, portion of the investment will come to Liberia. They don't want it. And that mountain you're looking at, Liberia, Ambassador, is a shared mountain in Guinea, in Liberia. And if we are not strong, the way I'm looking at Liberia, we cannot even hold a significant portion of that mountain. Because it may even bring serious conflict with Liberia and Guinea.
No, but if it is not properly handled, where we sit on the round table and be honest to one another, and our lawmakers do due diligence, not just be in a haste, but look at future for the next generation of our country and say, no, this deal, it doesn't worth it. Because you know, there are sometimes you critically scrutinize on things you know that will, in a not distant future will affect the country and it will affect the generation. Let us now go into it. Let properly put it in together that everybody factor into it. Because tomorrow, so many people, we're seeing some of the laws that were made yesterday affecting our country. Some of the concessions that the people signed today, people buy over there. People started selling company to another company.
Hey, Pastor, let me just say something to you, right? When Guinea was celebrating the Samadu shipment from the mobile port, this is a political economic reality that Guinea intend to control the iron ore route around here. They invited several countries and diplomats across Africa.
But China, China where the people already.
China vice president was there. Rwanda president was there. Cote d'Ivoire prime minister was there. And other ministers. Sierra Leone was there. Liberia was not there. You see what? You see the signal that's coming out. And Liberia is saying that Liberia Guinea share the mountain. But you see what they're doing? Guinea their intention is to control the air exclusively within its borders. They don't want to come like Liberia again. Send money to Bola is sending to the position. He is making every frantic effort. Mind you are aware that he was a junta, though he claiming to be transitioning, but folks still see in a light. But the man already telling you his intent to be president proper. He already been announcing that he will contest. Yeah. So he has to do some things that the people see him not as a junta, sure. Somebody who is developmental and making impact and changing the lives of the people. Sure. Guinea is Guinea ambition to become the key hub in Africa's next industrial wave. What we're joking here with Matogadi, with Asilo Meter, every Guinea take it. Because they are prepared. You see the amount of money that every time Asilo Meter still spend. It's about 4 billion. You said they put on about 18. You got start Joseph, who is the Senate John Committee. Sure. Yeah, he had requested a documentary proof that the recently concluded Liberia Guinea concession and access agreement, how it was negotiated and signed in full compliance with the 2019 implementation agreement governing cross-border rail and port. But these are people who got presidential ambition. Sure, they never rule or accepting anything on the table because sometimes you come to sugarcoat on the surface, but behind the scene, you need money to finance your campaign. You need money to buy pickups. You got that the new thing, all of them. You want buy pickup for your executive member, your chairman, your co-chair, your county, you know, and all of these things. And it's not like bro, don't even check the source of people who work for this country. They don't check where you're taking money from. You don't check. We don't have that, sir. Get you that part. This is the world's largest underdeveloped iron ore deposit. And you know, and China, China don't joke. But China stamping her presence across Africa. We're talking about. I said that back here. They say I'm like 4 billion. They come to Twitter. They plant. How many people talking about? We're talking about 18 to 20 billion. Wall Street giant talking about 1 billion. You see? So we just know that when we engage in this thing, like we just drop up. Don't forget, we had the same issue, similar problem with BHP Billiton. Okay. Everybody, we saw our lawmakers who got report overnight, receiving gate from them. At the end of the day, when people thought that they saw energy renewable, that they everybody said, oh, but they report. At the end of the day, what we saw, they overnight shut down and told us bankruptcy. You know, that's why we talk about money laundering and financing terrorism and countering it. The thing so shameful that nations that don't even have connection to the mountain here, they were all inside Liberia who share with that interest. Liberia absent. But they talk about the product, but you know where they're getting it from? Guinea government has invested heavily, politically, financially, in the Trans-Guinea Railway and the Mataku Deep Water Port. And this deep Guinea is committed to the process. Liberia is not in any way. Like they put hanging with people who are closer to them. We were closer to them. Who got the mountain? Who got the mountain? They put them want to see us. They even inviting us. You see that? So we stay around here playing around 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. They put lying to us around. Is all they want to do. And with the corrupt leaders of having, you saw the past government ambassador. You were here. When the then Bob Timbers, the former speaker, said lawmakers to come on an assessment and I area. How much they get for Washington? How much Washington get a penny? We were here.
But they,
at the time you heard lawmakers, even the likes of the current vice president Michael was on that trip at the time he was a lawmaker. When he started people sleeping continue. We cover that program. We follow them. We were here. When they came back, those lawmakers just went past the one up there and said, oh, you keep going, continue, one person in one hospital at a time, the people do it. Even the then Jeremiah who was at the time said, they never know what's going on in your own country. We are still on that actually made him to know what's going on. You sure we're talking about here? The people are talking about political power. They are talking about financial power, heavily. Where is Liberia? We have the moral will with bundles of corrupt leaders that just throw breadcrumbs down, they are all running for it. You get money to build the community district. 150,000, you steal it. 200,000, you won't take it for your one. Because you want to live in cool hall, you want to build cool town running out on you. The people, you see what's going on? It's like Liberia is prepared to rush it with Guinea. I just said it's a reminder, not a threat. It's a reminder. If you put all the army in Liberia, they run the army. If you put all the soldiers together, they run the security forces in this country. They're not a threat, but it's a reality. We joking here. You got to rush it with Guinea? What do you got? You didn't go for a war with power? You going to have conflict with coalitions? When the people are prepared, they are prepared nonsense. They say in times of war, bring about peace. In times of peace, bring about war. Where are you?
The simple thing in the matter is
that corrupt leaders here.
There is no need to be in a haste. Because we saw.
The Bible, the thing is what the point is. They are in that haste business. They have already made a big mistake. Liberia was to consult Guinea, and there was to be in power. This political tie with Guinea. There will be a concurrence in the agreement, but all the things they're doing on Liberia soil, Guinea is not aware. Guinea is not giving any consent. Guinea is doing their own thing. And all Guinea doing, Guinea is forming Liberia. Guinea calling other countries. Look at Guinea looking at Poland, Sierra Leone, Poland, Rwanda. And we put Guinea looking at. People looking at China. You share Guinea, the mountain with Guinea. They looking at you. The people just had a meeting recently. You are not a part of it. Did they invite you? No. The people looking at people far off who don't even bother anything but them. You think who Guinea? Because Guinea always aware that we are also carrying planes on our side without their involvement. You hear lawmakers then, they are aware that agreements have not been ratified, have not been cemented. But we are already giving green light on the side.
The first thing in matter of fact, it will shock you to know that as they try to even discuss it, why they got it before the Senate junk can be headed by Honorable Sir Joseph, you will notice that some of the lawmakers will not be concerned about reading this thing as to whether it benefits Liberia and how Liberia factor in the entire process. Somebody will be taking a telephone and calling the head of the committee, remember what they in our D for all. You hear somebody say, man, I think we been the iron already being all of them and what we getting you will hear people doing that kind of thing. Man, somebody say, man, 50 KL. You want your country for 50,000.
The world's largest underdeveloped process. Imagine if Sir Joseph want to become president, gets a close time with Guinea and say make possible that Guinea get this. We will fight and be president 2029.
Don't forget Sir Joseph can move around Asia the feet down.
Yeah.
He in Thailand. Yeah. He in Malaysia. Yeah. He going to Turkey.
Yeah. Then the CMC, Saudi Arabia, that the president is going. So if the opposition who want to begin taking leadership in the 2029, if Guinea go to them and say, help us cement this deal to close their own country.
You find people who you find people who want to be the next leader and going outside of Liberia, reportedly negotiating country resources single-handedly, guaranteeing people and people financing them. Because we are not even following the National Elections Commission. Don't even know. We see fleets of vehicles with so many political actors. Where it come from? Under the law, they should declare these things. The National Elections Commission go through the scrutiny and know as to what nobody opts because our election law forbids non-Liberian or artificial human being to get involved into the process. You can't finance. You can't contribute anything. But we're seeing some of the deals.
The man go and bring about 25 hero picker, 1 2 3 because he's a lawmaker. But we ask the question.
But we saw the man parading with I know that Chinese man.
Yeah. Where you coming from?
What kind of deal?
Is he accepting our body politics?
You told us you're talking to billionaires.
You say you want to bring your own machine. You bring it on 2 3 where you're a lawmaker. You bring it in the country. You cannot help us. Look, we are in a serious hot water. Let me tell you something.
And you know the troubling part of it? Just to sit and think. Now, we have 68 concessions that we signed. $1 billion to the regime of former President Ellen Johnson. Today, how many of them we can point to? Today, how many of them, were being impactful in the lives of the very same people? Because you see, we keep making like extractive nation where people just come to extract the resources, and we're thinking we will have all of these things forever. There will be time. Somebody think when we argue and say, I will rich, you get it, what we get it, we will look for it, the argument comes. We will not find it.
We'll never find it in the book. That will write it out.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, but in reality, they will not see it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And somebody country don't have it. You know why?
We will be grandparents or great-great-grand, sit down under the light to tell the story about our children. Oh, we here, we'll go by on the fire. Or put the wood for the bush. I
remember one past official during the regime of Charles Taylor. Some years back, he was trying to explain something. Try to get it in. But he said, while they were there, what happened? I think he went to Norway. I think Norway okay, he went to Sweden. Visited Sweden, and this Swedish guy took him somewhere. When he took him, when he looked, he saw the place almost a mountain. So he asked God, wow, that's a very huge mountain over there. The man said, you know what there? He said that the iron ore we were taken from Liberia.
Yeah.
He said, because we don't have it, we feel that in the future we'll go other areas so that reserve there.
That reserve.
And we tell them
we won't get it, we get reserve.
Go to the second bank, we talk about gold, we talk about diamond, gold, why we got a reserve there? Just the other they came from Ghana, they say Ghana reserve in the central bank, Ghana a regulatory body, you see the gold, because this thing, that things you can't quantify, you can't tell the 1 or 8 are on the ground. Yeah, you can tell.
But when you put and reserve, you know the quantity.
Yeah, you value it.
Ambassador, let me tell you something. When Lamco, former President Ellen Johnson said it, the clean ore that Lamco left, and the grass here grew only like a mountain.
You know how long it took us to finish clear that thing before it even
started? I still have the biggest boss, the one minister the world. You know what they did? They went Ghana and took a couple of EMP, energy and power. They put former President Ellen Johnson sold that as scrap. That was scrap.
Because you got people now,
it took the poor clean iron ore. It took the poor years to take the iron ore from down there as scrap. That was a deal between the government at the time. At times, see foreign nationals. Imagine foreign nationals coming begin operating to 35,000 a month. 40,000, 45,000.
In fact, the value will go back.
And the bastard coming. And as soon as they got through that particular iron ore scrap thing, and started real mining, that then the company scaled down. EMP started to leave.
But they keep
workers drop.
They came from mission.
Oh,
mission accomplished what people be doing right.
Our own people.
They hired the people to come lift.
Our own people against the people of this country. They want talking about, but yeah, wait. And we hear people dressing their women coming. They will kind of plenty. By the time I know Starbucks, and that's what will happen here. What we hear? That Nigerian they get solved in Liberia Canto, they place become a ghost land.
And one man gave ambassador title from your office to his district, foreign national.
Yes. Then Liberia now, this president, all involved with is that every government will come on Lofa country. That when the program with the president. Liberia now Lofa. Ambassador, how can you have a government that is centralized over decentralization? Everybody you appoint a government from Lofa country. Your hour now you go to America to take $1 million that you're making noise or what the man status, what they say man should not count a criminal, he should count a free man. What you coming for you don't know. But you won't bring it abroad yet.
It's sophisticated country America, I mean, do all
everyone said them in Alabama come to.
But what the connection with this man?
I mean, you're supposed to track on the president car. Anyway, the president going to know what the other people going to see it.
But if the United States that's so powerful,
yeah,
can I hold that man? The Lord say the trying, he be there anyway. So we
they can put a man. They have to put a man. Their biggest penitentiary or the state, right? They won't use like Europe.
Like they say,
I come from like what Nigeria, I remember Nigeria. You really like Europe. Look at the country.
Nigeria refuse it.
We are in serious trouble.
We just hope it will not
materialize. And the way we are seeing things, Mr. President,
Garcia,
you know, wake up and open your eyes. This time, I don't want you to use your physical eye. I want you to use your mind eyes to see things that are happening. Because the people that are around you are not sincere.
We agree all these people are Liberians, but let us decentralize and make it inclusive. You don't look like 10, 15 persons will come from the country you hail from.
But that's the thing, you're not going to government now.
I'm just saying something.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day,
you hold all municipal position. Then again, it's over that Lopa and Nima.
You talk about nepotism.
Yeah, Lopa and Nima.
Because Nima got Ministry of Labor.
When they take something from a position number 5, they replace them for that country.
Nima got Ministry of Labor. Nima got Ministry of Labor. I want like the ministry. Personally, like
what's about your other people?
Nima.
Why you want to do that? You go finance ministry. You go health ministry. You go CSA. So like everybody you just want to. So that people are no broken in this country. And our power will bring into this country. Because when we won't track over the powerful against the others, you see national coming on.
But you saw it with the crown people.
Yes.
It led us to some major crisis in this country.
That we still without
and that's how that got divided in the process, because when the late Samuel Doe, after they planned their coup with Kwong Ba when the king, he continued, people started to tell him that them guild men or minor men getting too powerful with him. You got to slow the men down. Just make him command reducing him in the barrack. He started, he owned a man, they started reducing a man. He started bringing all the powerful crime men, put them in key position, controlling things. At the end of the day, they felt they'll be marginalized. Let us be mindful. You understand? That's where you hail from. You got some of your people who are competent, qualified, they can put in a position. But people tending to realize that most of the people are servicing government now in key strategic position. They got some. We know that other folks that from other parts of Liberia who also are in strategic position, but the listing getting too long in terms of people from Nima. I mean from Lofa. Yeah. So nepotism was spoken against yesterday. Let it not be something that is right today. We can be honest. And some of you who are advisors to the president, some of you know, if I go back, this is some of the shameful thing. Not because we hear the poll, the other person, some of the guys are just there for the paycheck. Nobody willing to respectfully disagree or to advise the president. You hear the other person say, a security advisor, a legal advisor. We saw what they did to former President George Weah. They surrounded him with a whole lot of people that advisor on there. The economy, they couldn't fight it. Security, they couldn't fight it. Legal thing, they couldn't fight it. They just left that man today, he going through a pin.
Yeah. We saw he going shit to the
and President Burger, no matter your age, tomorrow when you all power, whoever comes in, they got that right to prosecute you. No matter your age.
Who might talk about persecution? The president here when he leave power will fast track it on. Maybe 6 months, 1 year will be too long for the president. Let him do what he can do. We will nail him when anybody here. Let him do what he can do. Let him do what he can do. But we will put in serious rush. Without waiting him down, because the tendency that they delay justice, the person down before they come. We're waiting. But when you be alive, so you can see, you can feel
the possibility in Chile with the Khmer rule, Agustin Pinochet. All the men in wheelchair, the boy won't know. Saying you are wheelchair.
Our wheelchair business. Don't be serious, man.
Okay, let's go to the lines on 0775 919 919 0880 919 919. And all of you who follow the broadcast, if you have the chance this morning, you can still win for yourself 4,000. I did play 1-2 times. You will win for yourself 4,000 this morning by playing. You dial star 799 star. Oh no, star 799 star 11 hash. Yes. You play $100 70 cents US, and you stand a chance to win something this wonderful day. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
We can't complain. Good morning, us.
Yeah, I'm the son Taxi calling from Power Station off your highway.
You're welcome, Chief.
Yeah, the thing you guys are discussing is good, but I don't know if the Constitution allows that when the president leaves office, and he can be persecuted, and what we discussing, that if that clause is in that Constitution that when the president leaves office, you know, in the other countries, they can prosecute even the great murderer.
The only thing that is in the Constitution, the president cannot be sued as sitting as a president, and you cannot sue the president. That is what they have to protect the president. While the president is sitting as a president, you can sue the president. The president can sue.
So can I ask a question? So, President, President, we have been prosecuted?
If they see the need and they build a case, he's not exempted. But you must be able to prove that he committed this crime while serving as president, and you not just to go witch hunting, but when you see the need that this act of committed investigation done and charged, yeah, you have to go. You have to go to jail. You saw former Indian President Judy Bryan and all of them went to jail. So that it based on maybe the government they might just want to relax and say, well, let us not go after the president. But once you sitting president, that's the part of that.
All right.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ambassador.
Good morning.
My name is something to Pascal. We call it for district number 4. Chief, thank you for the education this morning. You are safe all. You know, the people that have surrounded the president, and they're the ones who always bring the problem to us in the country.
Yeah, deceitful people.
I know President Waka is a wild man, and he's an early man that we support in the food water for us to bring him where he is. So if he really when you're saying,
but he said no, you know, he coming on his attack, he was janitor and all.
Yeah.
You know how himself suffer growing up.
Yeah, he has forget about all of those things that he passed through. So according upon him the money when you listen to your what you are saying, you're educating him. There are the two things you're telling him. Then you listen to it and do so.
And we're telling one person, we are saying we're against him. We say here, who to him, so Paul say, oh, we let him. We say it, like this. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Kelly. Calling from the Rafi Highway.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, really good. I don't want to thank you so much for the topic on discussion. You know, yesterday you were saying the thing about where against you. For temporarily, they still rattling the news. Money, they phone call me, they still rattling. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, LIBERIA gets better for all of us. The resources in the country, the good governance system in the country, let it benefit everybody, not just
but why are not both trying to make sure the resources benefit the citizens? But we're like wrong different.
Good morning. Yeah. What kind of thing was
that? What do I want to do? He won't be able to be in the country.
But what kind of country we just pass around? I don't even, how do we reconcile it? Rich country, poor people. How? You just see people coming after 2-3 years, they're gone, they're multi-millionaire. Company that can extract our resources out in a net while we're sleeping, they shut down. You go to the mining sector, people will come with the F-moving equipment overnight. People right to the port, they will see people bringing these things. Overnight, boom, the next thing, they in Bapolu, they in bombing, they in the forest, all their mining. Farm foreign national standing over LIBERIA mining for them.
Nah. I will tell you a big joke.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, morning, Ambassador.
Yes.
Morning to the big Ambassador too. No, my man, you're very money. We are sharing money. You know what I mean, Ambassador, bro? Ambassador, I thought I'm afraid you know what he told me to do. But my men are true. They got plenty of things in the deal. They got me again. I bought my wife myself. Look at it. Oh, they didn't truly got talking. When I get the one side, they didn't know this bound for the 15 county. And the truth. And you know something you say about the mountain, you know, brother, before
They say all the way to Dominica belong to Liberia.
But what do we want to fight for?
All the way to down and top of the state.
But what we want to fight for? You want to fight for the port right in front of you here.
Guinea, they get up there and got you right after they language something in you get back. They get up there and got you. All that place belongs to us. Even the mountain like that belongs to us. And that's what Guinea doing. They get all that to us. But they're going to hate playing something. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this man walking all the way pissed up. That was the thing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You see, the reason the small person said we will protect my Eddie and his children because he wanted to be prosecuted. He wanted to be prosecuted. Why did he say we will protect my Eddie and his children? You see? So I want all companies local. I want all companies went down with my Eddie time. So day to day, the way I say, I will tell you and your children. What's that? It's very bad for our country. Yes. What's the matter for the country and take all the resources of this country and you guys say you protect that type of one thing? What does that mean? You see? So the party is beginning something else. And we prosecute people for the past, man. And after that, we know what we're saying. But we talk about prosecution when somebody calls the government and you see but what else they go sit down. Go sit down.
Yeah, when one carry poor there again, some poor go say the party solidarity will go stand by the partisan.
Yeah, it's very bad.
And you know, I told people something. You remember I said I've said it Liberia and Liberians. Anything you see the Liberian people so much love, they're very quick to hate it. They got thin line between love and hate. That's them. You saw how the people wanted this former president to be president in this country. They went to the length and breadth.
Yeah.
They almost call you myself, but this time we're not existing.
Sure.
We got threats.
Because the lawson that was talking to them, all the pieces of the Bible were given, they saw it as we don't love them.
Somebody thought was hitting me with a car. Nobody thought will know your heart. All the kind of things. But today, somebody now sitting. We have talked to some of them behind the scene. They said, oh, and we were smart enough to have listened to you people and they will stay in power. It's the same. Correcting all of these wrong and exposing the ills. Mr. President, if you do not disgrace the people, they will disgrace you. The former president, we said it to him, he told the people made him to know that all king live forever. The emperor has a new clue. Infallible to make mistakes. Today, some of them now, yesterday we had a ministerial position, representative position. Today, they all sitting. And you former president, you say got a whole lot of things to enjoy, and you enjoyed it. But President Fagai, you still want continuity. Maybe I'm not getting with you, but you want to see the unity party stay in the governance system and continuing your legacy. Your legacy is at stake. You have to maintain it and get the right people with the right mind who are patriotic, nationalistic to serve in the position. It should not be because somebody walk in the water and the sun for your business. Yeah. Yes, it's good, but coming to the position should not be that because so you're going to pay yourself for the suffering. You say you could do it. You say you wanted to come to serve your people. That's why you've been given a chance to serve your people. For too long, we have listened to lies by people in opposition. Deception. Hypocrisy. Praise singing. You know, we have to have people who can look at the bigger picture called Liberia. What kind of country we just sit in? 1 minute we hear $1 billion company has come to Liberia. After 2-3 years we hear the shutdown.
But you can't see anything.
You can't see anything. You just go and see holes all around, death traps.
Because in Basco we don't investigate.
Nobody want to read on the people. Okay, these people that went to so and so country. Let's check the record. Then look at the financial script because that's why let me tell you something. When you do money laundering and you study it properly, you will see that you got 3, 4, 5 persons in other countries with stolen money, dirty money. They just put it together and look for one country that is much easier to go there and invest to make the money look like clean money.
Yeah.
So when it get into the legal system, when you finish collecting it, it looks so legal that when even sending the money back, that legal money they put doing business in Liberia.
Sure.
The money you didn't, the company check the record, where have they gone? Yeah, that is international. We saw. We go read the record. Know where they ever got $5 million contract before. We went, we get them $5 million contract. What's the history? The people can do drag crushing, start putting them in road business. Because people in government have interest and share in the business. Go to the port. Things that Liberian can do. You just get somebody saying in India and other places say he's scanning, he's tracking, he's doing it wrong. Who can do it in here? Who can do it here? Why we always in a haste to get war contracts to people, just sign people? Yeah. But these things happen when you don't have the right people who should be five-sided and sitting and yeah. Everything is about what in it for us. I told you a care not taking. These people will sign something and document from the executive that gives the president the power to appoint this business. They will be rushing.
The issues that will benefit about 500 or 1,000 persons.
They will be rushing.
One ticket for himself. But he want to ride the best of car.
Yeah. Only you know how to
do it. And want to lie on the sofa.
Good morning.
Someone being problem with the government, but the government will do the right thing. That's from the experience. Maybe go to the government say,
man, go right. The man they clean up for the poor, stay when they let in.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay.
No, we got to touch it out. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you there. Let's talk to. You have to be ready. Your life.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
I'm the general coordinator for National Rural Progress and Farmers Union of Liberia. I came from Liver County to see the president. For no change, I want the station to make a way so I'll come to the station. I really want to see it. Back to the topic.
So the station should make a way for you. You won't want to see the president. I mean, you that was supposed to want to correct the country.
Let's go to the topic.
Now, why is it true?
When it comes to the budget,
you can't. You come to see the president and you see it. Why you don't see the man they want?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will defend the government because National Rubber Brokers and Farmers Union. We know that, for example, they buy ton of rubber $552. So every company in Liberia now, when they buy 100 tons a day, they stop. They buy 100 tons a day, they stop. So let's just say for the whole year, the government the company produces 1.5 or 2 million tons a year. So if you started by 552 and then you subtract 4%, if you started by 552, you get the total, then you subtract 4%.
So how my money won't call?
Which country are you from?
Say that?
Which country are you from?
I'm from the country.
Which district?
I'm from District 6.
Where's the lawmaker? Where's the vice president? There are a lot of officials in the country that can push this thing.
Say that?
Where's the lawmaker?
The lawmaker, I'm not.
All right.
When you go to the lawmaker, they're not discussing lawmaker.
Thank you for doing the calculation.
You get something good for the country that why you voted the person to become lawmaker? Now don't handle these things.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you get a call, father?
You can say you destroy the lawmaker. Who is discussing now?
This is John there.
Johnny, welcome.
Yeah, your thank you this morning. I really appreciate you for the education, especially now. I really thank you for your educating podcast. That's how I know my QFN to be. My QFN only thought they won't cause people the other radio but they critique the government.
You get me? That's how they do it. And that's why people will always be kind of confused whether they were the main party or the opposite. You remember at certain point in time, I called you guys weekly and I told us today I was saying that you guys don't hire and then you have time with me at that time. Because that's why I know your phone. They say, you got to phone, but you got to president. But I know, because I'm not here for you squatting and for people, for your very objective.
Okay.
And if you want that, if you want that daily money, that's how you always do it. You always consider that prayer, always look for the group of that God, always look for the group of people.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie, and good morning, Natl.
You're welcome.
Okay. This is for the Christian from where boy, I'm not this what do I can say?
Chris, let me ask you. You move in a district. You. Were you got elected before you moved in the district, or you were there and he served the first term and you left there? He's into his second term.
Yeah, I left there for the 2 term, but you know, I was not here one and I voted on there. You know,
I was my name truck you to carry you somewhere. I wouldn't truck you to carry you somewhere while you were there before voting for the man.
No, I went to the state, I'm going to the state, I'm going to the state, I'm going to the state.
We're not talking about Bonnie. Why you voted there? You can vote to the baby living there. You say go branch there, you go vote.
No, but you never did nothing but the state, I just know here.
Okay, thank you.
I lied to all the things.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Go ahead, sir.
This is Johnny from Germany and Single Village. Yeah, so you're thank you for the topic of discussion. The reason why LIBERIA will not get set up because the entire Africa have bought that policy and that's why LIBERIA. So they don't use the policy against the blue people to suffer us. Like for example, like the 2023 election, after election, we have the speaker election. Yeah, man, somebody have to speaker. 1% for each lot before 45,000 people, 45,000, 72%.
You are following the thing.
So the people, they don't have good intention for us. So we just talk today and we get it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, the Sherry been doing.
Well, we here.
Okay. Yeah, my brother, something comes to my mind. I can go and tell the people standing here as president, that mountain that he gave. The complete about that mountain basin that indeed that mountain was for us. That mountain was for us. Where is it going to Guinea? You start two days before you go to Guinea. You drive all the way, go where is the way to welcome to Guinea. But after 19 or the mountain way behind you. That mountain is not for them to attempt to go back. That mountain will be serious problem. Because they want to independent, they want to mark more they want to them because they want to independent. Now, you see what Guinean government doing now? There are people who are so steady in this country here. The people don't want to share the income with us. That's why the certain president don't want that race to come into to pass to Liberia.
But the people are find something over our vision is blurred. They put only at 2040, but we're looking at 2020 now.
Yes. So, and how long because they know about it? The citizens say they know about it. You think Guinea can go have for humans? No way. They know about it. My brother, man, we have to say that. Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you. And that's how we like to leave it this morning on this edition of the Morning Round. Many thanks to all of you. Thanks for being part of the conversation. Thanks to T. Nicholas Barkley and Weekie Brooks.
I'm Nathaniel. Check it out.
The judge Benewale said he told the sheriff to return to him, to report back to him, and not carry out the mandate of the Supreme Court. He said he did that because he realized that there were sensitive issues involved, since mosques and other properties and Muslim people, of course, that both parties were Muslims, everybody was there because of the religious sentiment. He decided that they should not carry out the order, but report back to him. So he called us basically to explain to us